And StreamYard says we're live. People, deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time, especially into these lives. I know they're a bit random. I know they're a bit off the cuff and whatnot. Good afternoon. It's afternoon times. Well, you already know the time. It's 2 minutes. I said 2 minutes. It's 2 p.m. over here in the UK. I don't know what time it is, if it's morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are, but good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on who you are, wherever you are. Make sure you're hitting the like button on your arrival. Thank you very much, Yo, for being one of the first. We've got Adam, who happens to be a Spurs fan. I know he's always in my streams. You know what? I've had Spurs fans, I've had United, I've had Chelsea. They're all on to, man. And it is what it is, innit? The game's the game. No matter what situation your club finds itself in, United behind us, you're still going to wass it. And, you know, you take the rough with the smooth. End of the day, if the boys did the job against Aston Villa, I wouldn't be a target right now. But it is what it is. Like I said, I appreciate everybody coming in here, whether you support Arsenal, whether you support whatever team. Big up Sean, and like you, I'm still gutted. Turkey, man said Turkish. I'm so used to doing this with Turkish. Curtis is going to be here in literally a couple of moments. He's a bit behind, as you know. He's a man with kids. You know, at this time it's difficult juggling kids. So let him deal with what he needs to deal with, and he'll be here. So until then, I'ma entertain you, man. So yeah, like Zanji says, here we go, man. And I don't know for anybody else, yeah, but I'm going to speak for myself personally. I think the Wolves are out. I think the Wolves are out for the players, for Arteta and whatnot. I believe in constructive criticism and looking at it balanced. If we look at the how we played yesterday, the boys and the manager have to face the music. I've offered a lot of thoughts about the players. You've seen my live streams, you've seen my player review, which is just dropped, and you've seen my usual stuff. But beyond that, you know, you've got to start looking at Arteta. I badly want Arteta to succeed. I've got no allegiances to Arteta beyond the fact of he's Arsenal manager. I want him to do well. We all know in this current day, people, rather than support the club, they start supporting agendas or supporting players and all of these things. As Relly Ren said before I carry on, let's get in the habit of liking as soon as we join. But like I said, people get allegiances. It's within my best interest for Arteta to get it right. I was happy when we signed him. That being said, I've been happy, not yesterday, but generally, we've looked solid defensively. But, you know, in the same way we was quick to praise, man, we need to look at it the other way. And whatever you say about our attacking play, I've been saying this, and you lot have called me negative, you lot have called me this, that, and the other. You see it, people. When you get a result like this, where there's no result that papers over the cracks, you see that, okay, defensively, we're a shambles. You know, we can be here all day, but we don't offer a threat in an attacking sense, and it's not sustainable. Yeah, we beat Manchester United, and we've probably had a bit more opportunities in that game, but we had to rely on a penalty. It's not sustainable, and we're very reactive. And I'm starting to believe that, you know, maybe that's why we fared better in games like, you know, predominantly the FA Cup run and the Community Shield, where you know, where you're on the back foot, where you need to react to the team. 9 times out of 10, if Arsenal play Liverpool, we have to react. That team there is going to be on the front foot. Like you saw against Aston Villa, we were reactive because Aston Villa were on this thing and whatnot, but we're at home. We didn't set the pace. We weren't proactive. We had to react. We didn't even react 40 seconds into it when VAR saved our bacons. Do you get? So I found that one thing under Arteta. We've been quite reactive in games, especially this season. Attacking sense, I've got no sympathy for him in relation to our problems in an attacking sense. Like I said, the players have to take responsibility. The players are the ones on the field, and I guess I do have sympathy. But at the same time, a blind man could see Arsenal's problems last season. Forgive me if I'm wrong. You knew defensively we needed to improve. You knew the zip 1-2 touch football was missing. You knew we needed to address both. We knew last season when Arteta took the job, that couple of months was just about stability, defending and whatnot, and it still is a bit of to a degree about that, and we've been doing that. Equally, it was about putting his own authority on the game, putting his own stamp. He spoke a very good game about Arsenal's previous values and wanting to be in the front foot. I've actually got some quotes here we'll get onto. He talked a good game, but I haven't seen such. And we've seen it against Sheffield United. We got away with it against them and against West Ham. We didn't get away with it against Leicester. Fair play. I'm not really saying they're a small club, but you get the point. When we're not in these top games, where especially at home, where we have to set the levels, where we have to kind of be on the front foot, where we have to be proactive, put our stamp on the game, we're struggling in that regards. There's no patterns of play, no sustainable patterns of play. We're relying on individual moments of brilliance, or we're reacting to things where we get set pieces. We've scored 9 goals from 8 games this season. That is not good enough. Arteta himself said we need to score 90 to 100 goals. The players have to take responsibility, but at the same time, what are you doing as a manager to move forward with that? You're not going to get that with someone like Willan. You're not going to get that You're not going to get that with Lacazette's form. You're not going to get that with Aubameyang right now on the flanks. Yes, he does score from wide positions, but right now we probably have to go back to basics. You're not going to get that without real stability from midfield. You're not going to get that in short without playing, you know, being in the final third and really asserting dominance and things like that. So a lot of the chat he's been given and been offering, it just hasn't simply backed up. We've got Curtis in the building right now as well. Running time. Light skin Cameron Jerome. What are you telling them?
Hey, listen, allow that Cameron Jerome shout.
They call me They call me Pepe. Allow me, man. I get Pepe, Dwight, the rest of them. What are you saying?
What's happening, bro? Good to see you, man.
Bro, I mean, just a conversation with you will just act like therapy, because we need that. If we don't laugh, we're going to cry, man. Let's get into it. What's your feelings on the game yesterday? Before I ask you individual stuff about it, what go on for the game for you, man?
I mean, I said yesterday, bro, I think that's the worst since Baku. That individual game, that's the worst.
It's a shout, you know, it's a shout. It's a shout.
I can't take anything positive out of that performance. You know, our attack wasn't good, our defense. It was horrendous. It was good to see you back on AFTV yesterday.
Robbie, stop doing me like Mezza. No. He needed some creativity and
yeah, but he had to pull my back. No, but listen, I said to Robbie in my interview, I think the manager's a little bit out of his depth at the moment. I'm not saying he can't turn it around, you know, and I'm not saying it won't work eventually, but he just seems like he's too stubborn, bruv. Like, I think we all know Aston Villa's strength is their midfield. McGinn, Douglas, Luiz, Grealish, Barkley. We played a two-man midfield and he left it like it for 90 minutes. I'm like, come on, man. Like, a guy was just telling me then that Partey was pretty much available for the last 2 years for Atletico. No injuries. 4 games at Arsenal, 5 injuries straight away.
Something happened to Donny, innit? In true Arsenal fashion, something happened to Donny.
True Arsenal fashion. Running all over the Emirates pitch, man, pulls his thigh muscle. You know what I mean? So, where do we go from here, bro? That's the thing.
Bro, I don't know, man. I don't know, because for me, I've been saying, like, you know me, I'm a fan of Arteta in the sense of I want the Arsenal man to do well. I ain't got allegiances to him. If he's not doing the business, we need to move him on. But it goes back to what we're saying. Defending's only part of the game. Fair enough. Defensively, yesterday, we were atrocious. But generally, we've been all right in that regard. My problem is this. No matter how much you improve us defensively, long gone of them days are 1-0 to the Arsenal, or over a 38-game period, we're going to do that. You know, we've been quite reactive. We don't really have any plans beyond the defensive, and it's harming our team. Like, we're reacting to stuff. Like I was just saying before you came on, maybe that's why we're better against, you know, the Liverpools and in these cup competitions, because we're reactive. They're going to assert their dominance and we're going to react to what threats they pose. You've seen against Leicester now. We got away with it against West Ham, Sheffield in the second half. We don't set levels, especially at home. We're not proactive, you know. You look like the home team yesterday. It looked like Aston Villa. We look like the team that lost back-to-back. We didn't look like we just broke a hoodoo at Man United. And it's the players as well, because they're mentally they weren't there, but it's the system for me. It's like not one attacking player at Arsenal is thriving. You know, they all have to take responsibility. But forgive me if I'm wrong, bro. Is that a coincidence? It's surely not.
Nah, as you said, bro, not one of them either. Like, what? I mean, I'm watching Aubameyang and he just looks like a broken man to me right now. He looks like I don't know where I'm going with my career.
Sorry to cut you off, but apparently, you know, someone in the comments said on my last vid, his last shot in open play was at Sheffield United, which I don't know how much I buy, because he had one against United, but he's not shooting, bro. He's not getting opportunity. But go on.
Nah, he's got to go central now. I mean, he has to go central. People seem to have this thing that Aubameyang can't play through the middle because of the hold-up play and that. The man scored 39 goals for Dortmund playing central with Royce on the left. You know what I'm saying? The man can play striker. Play the width for the 18-yard box. Yeah, get Saka on the left. Get Pepe on the right.
Preach, that's my front three, fam. That's my front three.
Everyone knows that's the front three.
When Martinelli comes, he can come and complicate things. But we need pace, man. We need pace.
We need pace, bruv. Like, I don't know about you, bruv. I mean, I know you do the watch-alongs as well. I've been like, it's painful to watch some of these games. I'm watching games like, yo, what is this I'm watching, bruv? Like, if this was Emery or Wenger, man would be going.
We'll be on to them. We'll be on to them. As
you know
much
what
as I love Arteta, we'll be onto him, bro. Like, and I'm not saying when Arteta should get that because I think he's showing differences. I just feel it's a level playing ground. I don't see any ideas in the final third. And for me, Arteta hasn't helped himself. I don't care for if Ozil plays or not, because we both know more likely than not, Ozil would have probably been involved in the same nonsense yesterday. But at least Emery, a man who we're speaking of, he registered him. So at least he had that up his sleeve. He could, even if he wanted to throw Ozil in and say, listen, you lot are saying I'm bad. He's got his opportunity. He's not doing nothing. You ain't done that. Right now, whether it's what we talk about, potentially Willan in the 10 or Joe, Nelson, or any of them young players, or Willan, as I said, in the 10, I'm not, or Ozil back in. I'm not seeing anything to say you're going to fix this in-house without a signing. Crucially for me, you ain't brought a man in. Now, we both know historically this club has underachieved in terms of helping their manager, and it's still happening. But if he's saying he's left Ozil out for a sporting decision, if they're saying he's now got more charge in terms of transfers, if you know at the tail end of last season, okay, fixing up defensively is the start, but I need a creative man. Can I really, as much as I'm onto the Cronkays and all of those things, I can't really absolve Arteta of any issues because it's like a byproduct of what he's doing. You know, you know how he came out and he said he's got more of a say in terms of transfers. They didn't just give the same way it was announced at Arsenal. He didn't just find out like us. You know, for months you're getting them things there because you know the restructuring. So you should have badly got a creative man. We knew this is what potential thing we're going to live or die by. Why did you not push for a creative man? Even if he wanted to use Ozil, which I don't know if he did or not. Why didn't you fight tooth and nail to get him registered? Because this is a direct problem. It's like not signing a centre half for me. We're doing dumb things and complaining as to how we've got to this point, my guy.
No, you're right. I mean, the creative issue's screaming out. And do you know what's crazy? When we signed Willan, right, I was reasonably positive about it because I saw it as an addition to the squad. And for me, I felt like he'll play in that 10 role. Put him in the 10 role and he might be half decent. But you're playing him right wing like he's 26, 27 when he was really quick. And the way, like, what kind of message is Arteta sending to Joe Willock? Joe Willock gets man of the match on Thursday, right? Plays well, doesn't make the squad on the weekend. Pepe scores a goal, gets an assist, and he's on the bench again.
And man is saying I was tempted to start him.
I was tempted. Like, did you see what Arteta said after the game about?
I love Arteta, but bro, man can't. Man, it's like this Wenger thing after the game. It's like stop telling man stuff in hindsight. Learn from this hindsight, bro. What are you saying for William? Because for me, like you, I thought he's a bit underwhelming. But worse, he's a squad player. I don't think it's not a thing right now where he's not scoring or assisting, but he's getting the best out of his teammates. He's not doing mad stuff defensively. He's not a creative threat. So why is Donny always in the team? Like, I get it. He's more of a safer bet. But surely I'd rather this hot and cold approach Pepe comes with. I heard William Premier League proven. I'm not seeing it. And he's like 30 odd. And like you said, we're trying to do this like he's in his mid-20s. It's almost like the same logic with Zaha. I heard Premier League proven he's going to hit the ground running. Obviously, they're not the same players. But it's almost like William's an 18-year-old, the sort of rhetoric we're speaking about regarding him, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at it now and I'm thinking, I don't think Arteta rates Pepe. Seriously, I don't think he rates him.
They don't rate him.
He don't rate him. He's seeing something in him and he's going, nah, he's not for me. I mean, you look at it, before Martinelli got injured, he wasn't using him. He wasn't using Guendouzi. You know, he's turned his back on Mesut Ozil. It's like, and you got to think, when he signed Willian, he would have made certain promises to him. You know, the fact he could have signed a 2-year deal at Chelsea and been a squad player. Well, so for him to come to Arsenal, he said to him, listen, bro, you're going to get game time. I'm going to play you on the right. I'm going to give you a 3-year contract. If Willian's this bad now, imagine in a year, 2 years, 3 years.
When he's naturally declining even more.
Yeah. This could be another Mesut Ozil, like, yo, we got a man here on good money we can't get rid of.
It's worse than Ozil, because whatever people say about Ozil, at least we've got some, you could type the Ozil in on YouTube right now and see some good highlights. Yeah. Willian, did we buy man for Fulham? Did we buy man for Fulham? Like, it's 10 appearances, 2 assists, and the 2 assists is the Fulham thing. Fair enough, United, fair enough, United away, I felt he was decent by his own standards and collectively as a team. But more often than not, he's like he's playing for the other team. Like yesterday, you saw that banana effort with his left foot and then the one with his, like, what? I like Willian, he's Brazilian. I've got a bias to Brazilian players, but he's not helping himself, bro. And the contracting, like you said, if it didn't hit off, it just looks like, boy, you're helping the guys that are connected to your agency and all of these things.
Yeah. Nah, man, the Willian one's a crazy one. I mean, I think the Sheffield United game for about 20 minutes, I think he went into that 10 role and we scored 2 goals.
When he patterned it.
And we looked good.
Through the middle.
There you go. Pepe was on the right. Ceballos was getting the ball to Willan. We looked decent. And then for the rest of the season, we haven't seen that. We have not seen that combination. Like, I don't understand. I said this to Robbie. I said, I don't understand how Arteta grew under Arsene Wenger and coached with Mikel Arteta.
And he's on this team.
Guardiola, sorry. And you're playing football like this. Like, you must have learnt more under David Moyes at Everton, like, than Pep Guardiola. I don't know what kind of football
Hey, big up Arteta. You're killing me with that one.
Let me tell you something now, bro. Arteta is lucky right now that there's no fans in that stadium. Because they would have been booing him off the pitch. He would have been under all sorts.
And like you said, with the attacking play, like, obviously I fell in love with it. He's Spanish, he's come from Barcelona, you know, he's had the good background, as you said, his coaching experience. I thought attacking would have been a given. I was like, yeah. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but last season, it felt like defense was the priority. And I won't say we could play good football, but there was a little more to it in terms of the passing. I don't know if it was the managers come and, you know, when a new man comes in, naturally everyone's confident and things. But it did feel like that. It feels like this season, it's just been a madness. It's like priority in this little preseason we had. Defend. We're on a Stoke thing. I can't see it. And it's like, bro, it's like, you know how 1 touch, 2 touch, that's a result of muscle memory. I don't think we're doing anything in terms of coaching. A couple of games ago, I heard him say something like, for the last 2 weeks, we've been working on playing the ball forward and whatnot. I'm not seeing anything. Like, I'm not seeing the move. For me, I judge that by the movement, not the man in possession, because that's one thing, but the movement. There's typically, you might catch a Saka move, or it's nothing past that. It's a joke thing.
Yesterday, you know what? I have to give credit to Villa yesterday because that was a fantastic performance from them. Grealish, absolute baller. Having said that, at what point did someone just say, you know what? I'm going to leave one on him. I'm going to take a yellow card. You know, sometimes
it's holding.
In fact, I've seen your videos. I know you're a man with a left.
Hey,
I've seen you right back, you know, clattering man, fam. So sometimes you got to go back to basics, bro. This man's running riot on the Emirates. He's just running riot. The man sent
relations on us.
Man sending Rob Holding to the hot dog stand, fam.
Just bullied Holding. Bellerin. You know what? I wouldn't even say Bellerin got bullied because he just didn't look like he was at it at all. And it's a complete. He was quality against United and. He weren't at it. Like that whole right-hand side, for me, that was what's peeing me off the most because it was all down that. And it was, like you said, from the jump, it wasn't being addressed. Literally 45 seconds in, that happened. And it's like, Willan isn't, as crap as Bellerin can be, but Willian's not backing it. I thought at minimum, Willan helps you with that. The first goal, bro, what's going on? The first goal, I don't understand it, fam.
I thought that was Bellerin's fault because Bellerin seems to he steps up as if he thinks he's playing the man on side. Little reverse pass across the box. It's so basic. It's unbelievable. At one point, I see Grealish just standing there, just like, come on then, come and tackle me.
Yeah, he's doing all that.
Don't want to. Man's all flicking, you know what I mean?
He's getting the video. Barkley violating. Barkley probably calling his Chelsea man. They're like, yo, let's go out today. And I'm not in the England squad. I'm in London. Them man, they're getting things today, bro.
I'm telling you. Grealish said in an interview last season, that the Emirates is his favourite away ground. I'm thinking at the time, maybe this guy's a boyhood Arsenal fan. Man's just saying it because when I come here, nice pitch, I can just do what I want, bro. It's an audition.
We used to let Lingard dance here for free, so can we be surprised, man? Who was the worst on the field for you?
The worst on the field?
Not that I believe in scapegoating and agendas, because collectively we were terrible, but if you had to pick one, because for me, I'm not going to cap, it's between Willan and Bellerin. Like them, I think Gabriel and Tierney and Leno, they were calm, but they got savage, bro. Oh, yeah, before I carry on, I can't find whoever super chat that was, but thank you very much for that. Please hit the like button. Turkish, Turkish ain't going to miss an opportunity to make Bellerin. You know his thing. He heard Bellerin watch and he's onto this now. Turkish with Bellerin.
No, I got to be honest. I got to be honest. I think all three of them on the right-hand side are equally as bad. I think Willan, Holding, Bellerin were disgraceful. And after that, I've got to look at Lacazette. I'm sorry.
Bro, we have to listen. That's who we're talking about now. Lacazette, bro. It's a bit of a mad one right now. I'm trying to scream, send him back to Lyon, try to get our and send back lacazette. I know it can't happen, but I'm trying to say that, and I feel like I'm doing him dirty because he has been player of the year once a time, but he's dead right now.
The Lacazette experiment is over. It's over, bro. Like, I'll be honest with you. When we signed him, I was celebrating that deal. I thought, we finally upgraded Giroud. We've signed a guy who scores goals.
We just signed a black short one. Even that, Giroud stats looking better than his, fam. I can't help.
Bro, I got to be honest. I think Giroud was better than Lacazette. Honestly, bro, this guy he's not the one. That chance last night, that's a clear-cut chance. You got to score. He did the same against Liverpool. It's over. It's over. Leon will take him back, I'm sure. And I agree with you. I would try and do a deal with Aouar, send him back over there. It's done, man. We've got to get a different striker, or maybe Martinelli could be the answer when he comes back.
He can, but bro, let's like with the Lacazette thing. I want to try with Leon. I'm begging them, but it's like you're looking at the statistics, fam. It's like this season, 9 appearances in all comps, 3 goals, 7 appearances in the Premier League, 3 goals. Fair enough, he had his little thing. If you look at his Liga stats, which I'm looking at now, in Liga, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. 203 appearances in Liga, 100 goals, 32 assists. So 132 goal involvements in 200 odd games. Yeah, you then take it to the Prem. And it's just gone a mazza. Like, he's played 104 times. Fair enough, it's not all been 90, but he's got 40 goals, 21 assists. Now, when you add it together, it's looking wavy. It's a little 61. But I'm sorry, but this is mediocre goal stats. This is why I scream Lacazette's a plan B striker, if that. And the contracting makes it gazy. It's like, can you see anybody buying him? Or is it a one where we probably have to run down this deal now and then it is what it is?
I think the club will have to swap him. I think he's gone in the summer. I mean, I believe he's got a year left in the summer.
Yeah.
He's on like 150 grand a week. There's no way you are extending that contract. So, man said, quote unquote, Laka's got to go on the bench. He's got to go on the bench still. It's got to be Aubameyang and Saka and Pepe. But I don't even know if in his mind, I don't even know if he's thinking Pepe on the right. Like, that's what I'm going to do. Willan.
This is why I said, with Arteta, and it was crucial that he quickly assess everybody, because I don't think there's only probably 2-3 men he truly trusts in that team. I think Gabriel and Tierney. I don't think he fully believes in Aubameyang. I know he says that and he believes in him, but there's something in his game as to why he's not playing up front. Pepe, you've been already saying, and we can see that. Willian is just average at everything. I think that he just kind of called that it's less of a headache, but I don't think he's convinced in Willian. I see no confirmations around this team, which is why I always say I think Arteta's playing with a handbrake. And at first I got it, because once you come in, it's all about stability. Now it's harming the team. Like, going into this season, I wanted it to be a thing where, all right, cool, you've locked us down defensively, you've grabbed Gabriel. Attacking, you get your man. Fair enough, you don't get your man. I wanted it to be a thing where we're playing this sort of football to say, all right, cool, Aouar comes in, Szoboszlai comes in, or any other man, and it's a turn-up sort of thing. I'm not seeing any of that to suggest new players immediately change things.
Do you know my biggest issue, bruv? And this is where my frustration with this manager is. He's in his 2nd season at the club now, yeah? We only signed 3 players in the summer, so it's not like we made wholesale changes in the summer. How does this manager not know in his 2nd season, number one, what is your best system for this team? As a manager, you manage the players. You should play what suits them best, not what suits you the best, right? And how does he not know what his best team is, what his best formation is? It's like you would look at Arteta now, how we're playing, and go, has he just joined that club in the summer? He looks like he don't know his team. He doesn't know how. How do you not know what you can do with Aubameyang or what Pepe is capable of? It's like he's actually learning on the job. He's an apprentice. That is what you would do in an apprenticeship. You go and be an electrician. Occasionally you're going to cut the wrong wire. You don't know what you're doing. You're figuring out. That's actually what Arteta's doing. He's learning on the job. And that's why I think the job was too big for him.
Because you needed some more stability in that.
You needed know-how, bruv. We've got a weak mentality in that dressing room. A lot of these men are from like the Arsene Wenger, Gazidis era. Them man are not winners. When Hector Bellerin said Alexis Sanchez, he wants to win too much, he's too competitive, he was actually the problem. Not Alexis Sanchez. He wanted to win. He was a winner. These men were the problem. They're too comfortable. They're too soft. That's why they can go to Man United, get a win, put us all on top of the world, go and banter all our friends.
Give us a little bit, yeah.
And then the next week, they get slapped. These men will get you sacked if you're a manager. They will get sacked.
And that's why I'm getting onto it. That's for me why I'm starting to look at Arteta a bit funny, because it's a bit like that Lookman stuff. If I'm Scott Parker and I'm trying to stay up with Fulham, Lookman's not playing the next couple of games because I can't trust him. I'll throw my neck on the line for Willan this season with 10 appearances. You can't really string together 5 good ones. They're not respecting him. Certain other players are just going out there and being hot and cold, and I don't understand it. And for me, Arteta isn't making it easier for himself, because one thing I liked about him initially, you know, a lot of managers chat, bro, but then they backing it up's a different thing. I think I speak for Arsenal fans when he was backing it up. And then earlier this week, he spoke about wanting to score 90 or 100 goals, but I can't remember where this segment is I'm about to read to you. But I remember when I went through my old notes for a Premier League game, and I remember him saying this. And again, I don't remember the context, but when you hear this and then you see the team playing, does it sound like the same guy? He said, I want to become more dominant. I want to press even higher than we do. Like you could see on Thursday night, how aggressive the team is. I want to have 55 shots on target, and I want to concede 0 goals every game. This is the aim of where we want to get to and how we're going to evolve. And in relation to against who do we play, we'll adapt to make it difficult for them and give ourselves the best possible chance. But we cannot deny as well the way we try to play. The goals that we score, making 40 passes, using the goalkeeper during the build-up from the goal kick and scoring some great goals again, some of the best opponents in the country as well. But at the moment, we need that mix. We need that adaptability and that unpredictability to attack and defend teams. Does this sound like Mikel Arteta this season, bro? Like, that's the stuff that arouses your imagination as a fan. That tells me you're trying to lock it down defensively and then do this thing attackingly and get the best out of these other men. Like, what does that tell you, bro?
I almost think with him now, because do you know what it is when you say that? I'm thinking, you look at them goals like Liverpool Community Shield, Man City and the FA Cup, them goals where we played out from the back and played through them. I was thinking, yo, if we can perfect that kind of football, we're going to be serious. But
do it more consistently.
We're too slow in transition from defence to attack. You look at the speed that Aston Villa attacked us with yesterday. They was exploding.
That's a training ground thing. Like Dean's working on that, bro. Do
you think Dean Smith is some sort of revolutionary manager? The guy was at Walsall in League 1 and League 2. It's just basic.
Catches streets.
No, and Dean Smith's doing a good job at Villa. But what I'm saying, this man never learned under Pep Guardiola. Like, he just had a basic upbringing in football, lower league. It's basics. It's basics. The strength in Arsenal's team is their attack. We've got the most expensive front three in the Premier League, bro. A lot of men don't get it. Like Pepe, Aubameyang, Lacazette. No one's got a more expensive front three than that.
That's it. Collectively, yeah.
Collectively, bro. And we're getting nothing out of one of them. Not even one of them, like you said before, is doing anything. And that's not a coincidence, because 2 years ago, Aubameyang wins the Golden Boot. Last year, he was 1 goal off it. Lacazette won Player of the Year 2 years ago. Under Emery, by the way, you know? So I don't get it with Mikel Arteta, but this now for me has to be the turning point. I think this is make or break for his Arsenal career now. If you come back
learn from this
after this break and you carry on with that same foolishness, you could be done by Christmas, because we've got Leeds, Wolves, Tottenham next 3 games. I mean, they are hard games, bro. Especially how we're playing.
Chelsea, blood.
Boxing Day, Chelsea, like, do you know what I mean? Like, so he's got to come back with a changed philosophy now. And do you know what? And I said this to someone yesterday. I said, I hope he gets it right, because I don't want us to be one of them clubs that keep sacking manager, because we're not like a Chelsea where we say, new manager, 200 mil, go and fix it. We don't move like that. I would rather we have stability, and he's an ex-Arsenal player and it kind of works. He's young and that, but he's got to change. He's got to change. We've got to use the next transfer window. We have to get that creative player. I saw you talking about Szoboszlai the other day. Whether we go and get him, we get someone like that has to come in January. They have to
be the traditional 10 or creative 8, but like you said, in with that, he's got to want to coach to that. And for me, you made a good point when you mentioned Dean Smith. For some reason, I got flashbacks of the Villa game and the Leicester game. And now when I go back in there, one thing I liked about Arteta was his game management and his in-game management. He used to fix things very quickly. This season, I think, like you saw against Leicester, they did a Jose Mourinho on us, and I think he failed to clock the signs. He felt, again, the players are not listening. They need to take responsibility against Villa. But what is said to kind of calm down that threat of Villa, because, we ain't got the fans, not that our fans are the loudest. They're on it from start to finish. We're looking completely off the pace. What is said to kind of mitigate that? As you said, put something on someone. Who says, like, 10 minutes, let's be narrow, let's go back to basics, let's get a bit of stability, and we take it from there. The players have to do that, but I'm not seeing that from Arteta this year. And I still believe in Arteta. Like you said, though, if it goes a bit badly, it goes elsewhere. And I know a lot of people are talking about it's not his players, he needs his players, and I get all of that. But it's not that I'm praising Emery, but we're being told this is Arteta's squad. We're being told he's no longer head coach, he's the manager. Him and Edu are in charge of transfers. He is telling you that our most expensive man that we, in terms of wages, cannot be in this squad regardless. He is telling you our most expensive signing is not the best fit to start a game right now. So how much sympathy can I have, as much as Kroenke and the rest of them need to keep it stepping, and we're not a club that we know we should be? Like, it don't really make sense to me, bro.
No. And the thing is, what's baffling me at the moment, bro, I don't know what the aim is. I don't know where we're trying to go with this. Like, he said last season that 3 at the back wasn't necessarily how I wanted to play. So we all thought, all right, cool. Once he gets his players, we're going to pattern them 4 at the back. Now, we got a decent partnership in Luiz and Gabriel. I know Luiz is not the long-term solution, but them two have looked good together. You've got your Bellerin. I mean, I don't think Bellerin's the guy at right back, but if that's who you're going with, even Tierney, for me, I feel like he's having a little bit of a difficult spell as that left centre back. He needs to actually play fullback. Get a little partnership with Saka. So what direction are we going in? And this was my worry when he got the job. I looked at it like this. Maybe I was being pessimistic because of the way the board operate. I was thinking, number one, this guy could have got the job the year before, but you changed your mind at the last minute and gave it to Emery. You've come back a year later and then said, oh, this is the man that we really want now. So I'm thinking, if you've got Allegri, Mourinho, and Ancelotti, all 3 of them were out of work at the time, and Pochettino, by the way, them 4 were out of work. You picked Mikel Arteta, who has never managed in his career, over those 4 managers. What is the reason you've gone for him? Now, they're going to say, oh, okay, is this revolutionary coach and this, that, the other. But to me, I looked at it as they feel like they can control him. They can manipulate him.
He can't really pick up his chest too tough.
He can't demand, give me 150 million. They're going to say, relax, man. This is your first job. Take your 50 million and work with it. And that's what I'm seeing at the moment. I'm seeing a manager who's being manipulated. Even when he talks about Mesut Ozil, do we believe that that's a footballer?
Nah, he's the fall guy. He's the fall guy, bro. He's the fall guy.
He's the new what Wenger was doing for Kroenke and them, man. It's the same thing, bro.
But that's why I look at Arteta and I can't really read it, because I feel he's the fall guy, but at the same time, I don't have sympathy, because you put yourself in that position. 2, if I'm Arteta, whether I'm the fall guy or not, like you said, he was offered the job 1 year and then he didn't get it for whatever reason. For me, that tells you, okay, cool. Has something changed? Have they backed their chat? Have you kind of regulated them and said offer something? So you must have two balls downstairs to say something to things. If you're not bringing in a creative man, I know he doesn't necessarily rate Ozil. He used to take him off all the time. But if you know that, like we're seeing now, this is what happened. You can't tell me I'm not registering my man, especially if I've got more power. I am fighting tooth and nail to the point where you probably have to sack me. I'm not saying get sacked over Mesut Ozil. It's just creative man, no creativity. What's going to happen this season? It's a bit like you're saying. It's like, it seems that he can be controlled. Like you said, with them names there, I think they listen to Arsenal. If Arsenal calls the phone, you listen. But when it gets down to it, how much money I have, they're looking at the sign and saying, F that. What am I putting my reputation on the line and you lot are not going to back me? Why do you think Carlo went to Everton? Everton could have went badly. It still might not. They still might not do anything. But at least they're making a real go of it, bro. We're not doing that. We're not really doing that. 3 midfielders instant in the summer. We were crying for 2. Like, I just went out. At one point, we were cool with either Aouar or Partey, even though we needed more. So where's the club? We're not fixing these things in-house. It's like with Arteta, I know the young players have to be ready. I'm not one of these man that cry for these young players, because I want Balogun to get opportunities. You know yourself, you slap him in, fans are going to say something. I think we're heaping an unnecessary amount of pressure on Martinelli. But like you said, he weren't using, man. He talks about Balogun, don't use him. He talks about Maitland, Ivor Raw, Nelson, Joe. Like, I don't see where he stands as a manager. It seems like he's opting for the experienced man, and in addition to Saka, guys that can kind of give him short-term and immediate success. But I'm not seeing enough to even go with that. Like, I don't know what we're doing, and I want him to get it right. I still don't think it's all doom and gloom, but the things are damning, bro. Damning.
Yeah. No, you're spot on, bro. Because it's funny when you're saying that. I'm thinking he's actually not really playing many young players, is he? Like,
Willan, bro.
No,
your numbers.
Them man are not really getting game time. But I mean, I'm not going to pretend to be some in the know or anything like that. But the general thing what I heard was when Arteta was brought in to get the job the first time, they fed it out into the media, and the reaction was quite negative. And I think they panicked at the last minute and just said, "Let's play it safe. Let's get an experienced manager in Emery." And, you know, apparently Emery wowed him, didn't he, in the interview? He knew about every player and so on. So I think that's what happened. And then a year later, yeah, all that. And then, you know what? A lot of people don't agree, but I feel sorry for Emery. I actually think Emery was kind of onto something at Arsenal. It did flop in the end, you know, the Europa League, and we should have got fourth. But, you know yourself, we went to a lot of the games that season. There were a lot of good times that season, you know, a lot of good victories, man. And Aubameyang won the Golden Boot. Lacazette won Player of the Season. He said, "Give me a Zaha, man. I want Zaha." Can you imagine Zaha, Lacazette, Aubameyang as a free? That could have been lethal. We give him Pepe. He wanted Fabinho. They give him Torreira. Do you know what I mean? He was working with man like Lichtsteiner and Socrates and Iwobi and them, man. So, you know, this is why I don't really give Arteta that same kind of leniency, because I'm going, bro, like, you've been back to a certain extent. We know we needed more. We know we needed
definitely back the most of what any manager, well, excluding Pepe, because Tuesday Pepe came.
Yeah. But I mean, you said yourself, like, you know, we wanted Partey or Aouar. If you're getting Partey, so you're going for more the box-to-box player, you've then got to figure out your creative situation. So, as you said, maybe you play Willan 10, maybe you play Joe Willockers at 8, or you at least register Mesut Ozil. I have been one of the biggest criticizers of Mesut Ozil over the past 2 years, because we've seen how great he can be, and then we've seen where he's at. But even me, bruv, you cannot tell me there are 25 players at Arsenal better than Mesut Ozil. Yeah. It is not a footballing decision, and he should have been in the squad. He should have been in there, bruv. He should have been in there. And these are the decisions that are gonna, you know, he's gonna have to live by these, and he'll keep getting judged on these decisions moving forward.
Like you said, like for me, I've always, and as long as I've known you, I've always said I don't care who leaves, I don't care who don't play, as long as there's a contingency plan. I love Mesut Ozil. Yeah. He don't play the club moves. Contingency plan. There isn't that, and he set himself up as the fall guy. And I do have sympathy for Emery. I think Emery let himself down in many instances, but it's a bit like Arteta in that, you know, you have to judge, praise and critique them, but you also have to acknowledge the people above them and the cripplings. And I agree with the point you said. When you look at it, Arteta's probably had the best. Do I say the best squad out of him and Emery? He's probably had the best options. Like the immediate issues is only creativity. You finally got a striker, and it's in true Arsenal fashion. It's like for years, man said Ozil gets a decent striker. You get a defensive mid. You do this, you do that. We have a team. We've got all of that now, really. In theory, it might be too many years too late, but we definitely have a better side to present more issues. And I can't understand why. We're not. For me, it's not even necessarily the position we find ourselves in the table. It's the way we're playing. It's like every game has told a different story. There's not been any consistencies. We're still relying on individual brilliance. We scored 9 goals this season. I even discount that 9 because there's probably a couple penalties in there, a couple set pieces as well. How many are from open play, bro? Like what's going on? It does not make sense.
Bro, at one point last night, I see Aubameyang on the touchline crossing with his left foot back post to Willan. And I said, what the hell am I watching right here, bro?
Yeah.
What am I watching? The best striker we've had since Robin Van Persie is playing left wing. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing
as well?
Do you know? And you know, he'll be lucky if he scores 15 goals this year, Aubameyang, playing like this.
What are we saying for Aubameyang, man? Because as much as I think it's the system and whatnot, statistically he's having less shots. What are we saying for him, man? Because I think he's going to get back to goal scoring ways. But do we have to consider he doesn't score 20 league goals? He is not the Aubameyang we've come to expect at the Arsenal.
I mean, the crazy thing is in football, I always think when a player gets in his 30s, preferably an attacking player, you usually have a period where they quickly have a decline, like they might lose a yard of pace or something's not there. I'm hoping it's just form more than that. I'm hoping there isn't an actual decline in his game. I've said for a long time, I think if you keep playing him left wing, you're going to burn him out. He's in his 30s now. He hasn't got that kind of engine to keep running up and down the wing. He's not a natural winger. I think you've got to play him central, play the width for the 18-yard box. The one thing that Aubameyang has got is amazing movement and he's an amazing finisher. If we can get people around him... Yeah, do you know what? You know, the other day, even in the Europa League, them third-man runs that Joe Willock was making, I was like, you know what? That we haven't got that in the rest of the squad. No midfielder makes that run apart from him.
Beyond the defence and whatnot. Spring them.
Striker, bruv. Do you know how much that helps when a midfielder pulls a centre-back out of the way and all of a sudden you got an extra 2 yards of space? We haven't got that. Like, as an attack, we look so timid at the moment, brother. It's
right
difficult
word.
to watch.
Lackluster and timid, fam. Right words.
I'm telling you, brother. It's hard to watch. Honestly, I felt angry last night, bro. Seriously, even now, brother. It's like got the international break. We're gonna have to sit on that game for 2 weeks.
And then it doesn't get easier with Leeds, man. And, you know, true say Leeds lost away from home yesterday, but you know, as an Arsenal fan, you can't read into what happened last game because Bamford is probably going to turn into Lewandowski in that game. What do you think of this question, bro? I think we kind of answered it, but Albert said maybe an unpopular opinion, but do you think a front three works with our personnel at the club? We have no chemistry, whoever is in our front three, respect to you both. For me personally, I think a front three could work. I get that. We ain't really got a creator, but I think Arteta could fix that if he worked on it. But I feel right now, if it's not Aubameyang, Saka on the left, Pepe on the right, or something like that, excluding Martinelli, I'm personally not trying to hear it. I can't lie. I'm not trying to hear it. What are you saying, cuz?
I mean, it's square pegs in round holes, bruv. Like, your guy on the left should be playing through the middle. The guy through the middle should be on the bench. The guy on the right should be playing number 10 or on the bench.
Yeah.
And the right winger's on the bench. You know what I mean? Like, he's literally doing everything.
That up, you know, that summed up all of it so nicely. You know so articulate.
He's like, I don't know. I mean, I'm no expert. Arteta knows more than me, but sometimes, bruv, we can all see something there. Like, and the managers don't like to admit they're wrong. That's the problem. They're big egos, big personalities. You've been a big pro footballer in the Prem. You've come from Pep. You've got the job. I want to do it my way. Everyone's screaming out Aubameyang down the middle. He's probably going, nah, I'm going to make it work on the left.
Do you think he needs saving from himself? Because you mentioned that, you know, as a manager, it's a double-edged sword. As you know, you need that stubbornness. You know, Pep Guardiola at Barcelona, early days, there was question marks. And I'm sure you've heard how Iniesta said, we believe in what you're doing. And I do believe in that. But I remember Wenger saying an important point, ironically, Wenger of all people. He was like, sometimes everybody but you can see something when you're so absorbed and you need to move away from the situation. That's why, for me, it's important for the staff around him, and especially those more experienced, because Pep knows this, and he has that himself. He's got men that have been in the game almost as long as he's been alive, and people that see it differently. Has Arteta got that, or are they just telling him they believe in his thing all the time? Because we're not like, you need to change things. You clearly, evidently need to change things, and it's like, do you see him changing things? I know he said we might change the system, we might do this, we might do that. Can you see him changing it?
I think he might change it a little bit, but will he change it as much as we need to? It's the personnel. I mean, I bet most people right now would struggle to name the Arsenal assistant manager. You know, we don't hear from him. He's not interviewed. You don't often see him stand up. Like, I worry, as you say, like
AirPods. That's about it.
Yeah, and the man's showing the tactics board in the Europa League, you know. But I think sometimes when you're an inexperienced manager, you need someone you can lean on. I actually think, as much as I hate international breaks, you know, so boring, I think Arteta probably needed it. I think he needs to just slow down, breathe a little bit, get on the training ground. You know, the likes of Aubameyang, Lacazette, them guys don't go on international duty, so at least you can work with them, man, and really talk and come back fresh, man. And he needs to. This next period now, I don't think there's an international break till March now. So we're going straight through for like 4 months now.
Whole squad's going to be needed.
He's got to get it right. They've got a plan for January as well. They've got to get 1 or 2 players in, get some players out. Because the question you've got now, if you get to January and you can't get a Szoboszlai or an Hour, do you then bring Mesut Ozil back into the squad? Because it doesn't look like he's going to leave till the end of the contract.
Bro, you have to bring him. Wait, this will make a good little footage. Let me clip this, my guy. Sad, bro. You mentioned Mesut Ozil, and I thought to myself, let's not miss this chance. But bro, you mentioned that's a good one. It's a case of, do the club want to eat humble pie? I think you have to. You have to. If you're not going to bring it, realistically, we knew the second we didn't get our in, we're kind of pissed because, as you know, it's January. Everybody's pressed for time. Everybody knows that you kind of need this player more than you need to. You ain't got 3 months. You've got a month. The COVID, we don't know what's going to happen. And also a double whammy in that, you know, depending on who you go for, someone like an Aouar who's trying to go to the Euros or whatever at the end of the season, does it make sense leaving what you've got right now in January?
Yeah, mid-season.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. The club need to, they always, we heard they planned for several scenarios and they were ready to move. You knew if you didn't get Aouar, we need to move for somebody else. You didn't, you just got Partey. So what is being done in the month, from the minute that window shut to January, what is being done? Are you dotting I's and crossing T's? That's why, again, I have no sympathy if someone's not in here early doors. Surely you have to, I don't think they will register Mesut Ozil because I think they've just said F it, but you have to, bro. What do you think, man? Surely you have to. Look at what we're seeing.
I would definitely bring him back, but I don't believe they will. I think this club is too stubborn. The people upstairs, I think they made their decision in the summer. We don't want nothing to do with him this season, which I think is insane. Like, to me, if you don't want Mesut Ozil at this club, they should have paid him up in the summer. It might have been a big hit financially, but sometimes in business, you got to hold your hands up. I think it's more detrimental to keep him around this squad for an entire season and not play him than it would have been to give him 10 million or whatever to leave the club. So, and looking forward, if you look at Szoboszlai and Aouar, if I'm their agent, either one of them, I would say, why are you going to Arsenal in January? Why? They're both in the Champions. Well, no, Szoboszlai's in the Champions League.
Both in the Champions League, right? Yeah. I can't even remember what Leon's on. I don't think either way, they're both going to play well and grab admirers.
Play well. If I'm either one of them two's agent, I say Arsenal mid-season, they're in a bit of a sticky situation. Just wait till the end of the season. You know, Zidane's already spoke about Aouar, how much he likes him. When they've got a bit of money next summer, maybe they will come and get him. So I think we've left ourselves in a difficult situation to even address that. I mean, maybe we got to go and get. I know people have been talking about Isco on loan. Maybe we got to do something.
Can that even be done? Because I would not mind that, but I swear we've got Ceballos on loan now. I'm no legal man, but can you get 2 men from a next club on loan? I'm not even sure.
Yeah, someone's saying in the comments there, Leon aren't even in the Champions League. I thought they were, to be honest.
Yeah, Leon are not then. But the point still remains, like, even with Aouar, for me, if I'm Aouar, honest to God, I'm staying at Leon for now. You play, you've got in a good project, you know the club, you play well, everything takes care of itself. You get into the French side, Madrid, as you said, probably come back for him. If Arsenal truly want you, they come back. Leon are probably thinking, we're sitting on a gold mine. The only reason I see Leon being selling him is because they're not in the champs. You've heard that there's something around TV rights in Liga and whatnot, just if they need the cash. And by then, you know, we don't know how this market's going to react. Are Arsenal going to be in this scenario where all the other clubs, as you said, you know, they all probably want him, but there's other priorities. Like Madrid didn't even, forgive me if I'm wrong, did Madrid even sign a player? We're not going to be in this. And that's what we got to be proactive, bro. When we're reactive on the football field, we're reactive off it. We have a good result from time to time, but this is why when it comes to living or dying by the word consistency, you know, we don't survive. It's sad like that. It's a mad thing. It's a mazza.
It's true. I think we missed a massive opportunity in the summer, man. There was a lot of the big clubs in Europe were tied up financially. And, you know, having no financial fair play, I think sometimes you can do a lot of business in one window where for the next 2 or 3 windows, you ain't even got to do a lot. So to me, I look at Aouar now, personally, just him as an individual. I think we've missed the chance to sign him. I think in January that it won't happen. Leon won't let it happen. And I think in the summer, bigger clubs will come and get him. So I think we could have actually sorted our midfield out in one window. Our Partey done. 3-4 years, you ain't even going to look at it.
You just got to add depth now.
Just got to add depth, little squad players here and there to help it, bring through youngsters. But I think we've missed the opportunity. And, you look back at that transfer window and you think, you sign Willan on a free. That's a bit of a mare signing. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah,
you signed Thomas Partey, who apparently was number one priority. You waited till the last day of a 3-month transfer window. Why did you not sign him 2 weeks into the window? The release clause was the whole summer. At any time, you could have got a Man City, a Man United, who just panicked and thought, you know what, actually, he fits our team, and just doubled his wages. Next minute, he don't care about Arsenal. He's gone somewhere else. So they took a massive chance. Apart from Gabriel, who looks like we've discovered a diamond, there was nothing proactive about that transfer window. And even
the Gabriel thing, would we be going for Gabriel if it wasn't 5 million up front and the rest of that spread over? I wouldn't mind that, but that shows proactiveness. If you have a budget, go and find, man. Take the risk. Grealish probably could have been bought 2-3 years ago. Maddison could have been bought before when he was at Norwich. There's small little smart things we could have done, and it ain't banged. It's like even with this Saliba thing. Like, I don't know what's going on with Saliba, but based on what I saw yesterday from Holding, and to be fair, Holding's been okay. You can't tell me Saliba's going to do much worse. Surely. Like, come on.
Bruv, I remember we was at YouTube Space, actually. We done Supporters Club, and I remember this was when we just got Saliba, because I remember we were all talking, saying, because Tottenham tried to get him. We're going, this kid, man, he's the new Varane. 1 year on loan, we bring him in. And again, the decision-making of the football club, I don't understand it. So the guy had problems last season. He got injured. He only played 16 games. He obviously lost his mum, which is terrible. So then you plan to send him back to France, which I could have kind of understood that. Then you don't get that deal done in time, which shows you've probably left it to the last minute again. Then they're talking about go to the Championship, where I'm like, what? That's lower than the French league. You don't do that. And then the number one priority for me would have been give him the cup competitions, less pressure, still a good standard to develop, and then you leave him out the Europa League squad. And then he's just sitting there playing under 23s. And it's like, what are you doing with him?
There's not, and that's what concerns me, because this ain't like you signed some random kid for 5 million. You spent 30 million, which in Arsenal terms, that might as well be 300 million. You said he's going to be the centre half of the decade. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure they made a big song and dance about Saliba. There was all the videos and the planes. Something's got to have changed. Okay, cool. You don't believe he's as quite of the level where you thought. These things happen. But if he's really going to be central to your club, as you said, sort that out. If he's going to Germany where he was linked, first couple of weeks of pre-season, you're out there. St. Etienne, you're out there. Let him focus. Even if he did go at the end of the window, would that have been the best? Because it's all rushed. It's all forced. It's all... Like, what is going on? It doesn't seem like there's a single plan for any single footballer at this football club right now. Even with Joe Willock, I'm not the greatest critic, but I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of Joe. I think he's a decent player. But, it seems if he's a squad player, he's part of the Europa. But 1 minute he's talked about as this and that. He's played his way potentially to be in the squad at least, and he's not involved. And that's another thing. I don't see enough energy off our bench. Ironically, credit Eddie and Pepe. I think yesterday it was not too much harder to do, but they played better than the people they came on for. But I don't really see impact subs really making a real difference at Arsenal under Arteta.
Do you know what? At half time, bruv, I'm sitting there because look, let's face it, we got bopped first half as well. We're losing. I'm going, make the change. We're being overrun in midfield. The 2-man midfield is not working.
It's not working.
I saw Ceballos coming on. I'm thinking, yes, bringing him on. But then obviously I saw Partey's come off injured. And I'm like, so we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to play Ceballos and El Neni now instead of Partey and El Neni. We're going to be overrun. And the same thing happened again. I don't understand who is making these decisions. I don't know what Arteta is trying to do. Like, I don't get it. It's almost...
Go on, bro.
It's almost as if he's saying, like, yo, Pepe ain't my player. Oh, Saliba, I didn't buy him. No, I don't want him. That's Emery's signing. Come on, man.
When you're saying that, it's true. It's like, you know what? Fair, because when I think about it, on one hand, I'm like, all right, cool. We do this system stuff. We bring in young players, the Martinellis. But when I look at it, Martinelli, Pepe, Torreira, them and they're not your duns. Like, fair enough.
No.
Holding, but he tried to shot Holding. You know, he likes Maitland, and then 1 minute he's with Maitland. It's like, again, I'm not too sure, and it brings me to Leno because he's one man that does play, and you know, it seems like we've got a yard man here. He's onto man. He's saying, "Quick, push Deluded. The elephant in the room is Emery." Now, I'm not gonna lie. This is why I'm not listening to my subscribers because I used to think I was hard on Leno, bro. I used to think I was hard. You know, when the fans twang you, they make you think you're not seeing anything. Not that Leno was poor yesterday, but Leno's just a shot stopper for me. He's a wavy shot stopper. Everything that we do with a keeper is booky. I'm waiting to see a full season from Martinez, but I mean, you know, Martinez stayed. I mean, he left, clean sheet, involved in a goal. Aubameyang, man, didn't do nothing. What are we saying for that now? What are we saying for Leno? What have you made of Leno so far in this start to the season, man?
Do you know what? I want to give you credit because I remember, I think last season, in fact, where you was talking about Leno in certain interviews and videos, and man was like, because at the time everyone was gassed about Leno.
Yeah, Leno was doing his thing.
He was like, nah, man, I like the kicking and the distribution and that. And now everyone can see that. Now, the whole Emmy thing, because I don't like to talk about it too much because I have spoke about it so much, but
he's not relevant. Because
I always say, yeah, let's focus on Leno. He's our goalkeeper, innit? But at the end of the day, if Emmy had to be sold to get Thomas Partey, then it was necessary, in my opinion, because we needed that cash. If we needed that cash, then it had to be done. The argument can be, did we sell the better goalkeeper? Now, all I can say, because obviously we've never seen Emmy in a full season in the Prem. We've seen him for a few months at Arsenal, a few months at Villa. I've always said when Emmy was in goal for Arsenal, I felt a lot safer.
Armour, bro.
Even look at their goal yesterday. Watkins, Tierney crosses it. Martinez comes and takes it. They're on the counter-attack. Leno would have probably punched that. I don't think he
holds it, bangs it, and then it comes. Look at him in Europa. He held onto it unnecessarily. He kicked it. It came right back onto me. He conceded, bro.
I would say at this moment, right, and I don't like doing this, but I think Emmy's a better goalkeeper than Leno. Maybe we'll be proven wrong. Maybe Leno turns it around, but I think Emmy's a better goalkeeper than him. I agree. I think Leno's one of them, man. Like in training, he probably makes saves that you can't believe, where he's tipping them over the bar and that. His kicking, his catching, his command of the box is nowhere near as good as Emmy. Nowhere near.
And that's the thing. It's like I could see us selling a Leno. To where Leno would go, I'm not too sure. But for me, that's one thing that scares me as well, because again, it highlights that Arteta is making the decisions. He said Leno is my number one. Apparently, he made that bluntly clear. He said, I want you to stay, Martinez, but number one is Leno. And when I look at it, you know, he's playing his strongest goalkeeper in the Europa League. So he must have said to Martinez, you can fight as much as you like. Leno is my number one across all major competitions. Like I said, Europa, the league. In hindsight, we played Liverpool, and now we've got Thingy. Who we got in the cup? We got City. That Renaissance, he's not going to play. Well, Arteta's decision making, he might, but he's not going to play. So it's like what he said then, that's another example of he's got to rule things. And for me, going back to Saliba, bro, you know, I'm not trying to get at Mustafi. Mustafi's irrelevant to this, but you've said you've been allowed the luxury to say, okay, cool. Worst comes to worst, I've got Gabriel, I've got Holding, you know, Louise is still here, Marie's injured at the moment. If worst comes to worst, I can use Mustafi, a man that's running down his contract, who you apparently tried to give him an extension to, rather than Saliba. So what's going on there? It's like there's no plans for anyone, man.
Bruv, you said it perfect. There's so many players at the club, and we don't understand what is happening with each individual case. You know, why put your faith in Mustafi, who apparently turned down a deal? Clearly, he wants to walk away and get that big signing on fee elsewhere.
Yeah.
Why should we put our trust in him when you've got Saliba, a young kid, wants to be here? You know, he did that interview with Ian Wright where he said, you know, I love Arsenal. I used to wear the shirt as a kid. You're not giving him a chance because maybe he's a little bit raw around the edges. I thought Mikel Arteta was this amazing coach. He should be excited by Saliba. Like,
I thought that was what we wanted. People rough around the edges.
I thought we needed coaches. Like, I heard so many stories about Sané and Sterling. So I thought, yeah, Pepe, you're going to get a hold of Pepe, turn him into that winger that we need. But instead, you're turning your back and taking the easy option and going, instead of me coaching Pepe, I'll just chuck Willan in there. And Saliba, I'll just play a Mustafi because he's kind of experienced and, you know, I don't really have to do much with him. It's actually getting to the point where it's becoming embarrassing because Mustafi shouldn't even be at Arsenal, let alone stories coming out that he's rejected a new contract. Then I'm hearing Granit Xhaka say, I'm only at the club because Arteta convinced me to stay here. Well, he should have probably just let you leave, bro, to be honest.
I mean, he benched you. That's the one thing to say. Even on the topic of Xhaka, I think Xhaka's an interesting one. I think it's no coincidence that he's dropped at Man United away from home and we look more dynamic. But obviously, we probably thought, you know what, they're going with a diamond. They got their creative men. Let's react to it. In a game like this, I would have went with Partey and El Nene, so I'm not criticizing him for that. But you know what Xhaka brings to our team. I say that sentence lightly in the sense of we know what he's clearly coached to do, get onto the ball. It's very left-hand centric. Surely, I'm not saying he should have started, but surely I thought, and I said in my preview, that Xhaka would have probably come in for El Nene by that logic. So it's like I looked at last game. What was the thought process behind there? What do you think his feeling is now with Xhaka? And in fact, you could even say David Luiz, because he seems to be kind of rubbed out at the moment right now.
I reckon. I mean, Thomas Partey came off injured yesterday. I saw that he's not going away with Ghana. If Partey's not fit for Leeds,
he's not going away, Ghana, for real.
He's not going away. It's a thigh strain, apparently.
I thought it was an impacting.
Nah. So, you know, there could be a problem there. If Partey's not back for Leeds, you can guarantee Granit Xhaka's back in the team. You know what time it is. Granit Xhaka and probably El Nene against Leeds with Phillips and them, man. So
crime scene. Do you think he's going to change that? He said changing systems. Is it naive to expect a week or 2 weeks or whatever that he's going to change things? Ellen Road, because I'm not actually confident in a 4-2-3-1 there, mind you. But yeah,
no, I think he'll play the three centre backs. Probably he'll go to Leeds. He'll think, you know, look what they did to City, and they're good at attacking. And I just think, do you know what I don't like? When I'm watching these Arsenal games, we lack control, bro, of the game. Every game I watch, it's like it's all over the place. Like, we need to get a hold of the game, and I think we need a three-man midfield to do that. Which I just, honestly, everything that I thought Arteta is not what I'm seeing. It's not what I'm seeing. I thought we would play football. I thought we would attack. I thought young players would get a chance. I thought he would improve people. You know, something that, you know, they said he did at Manchester City. But it's quite easy to improve someone when you've got the best, you know, along with Klopp, one of the best managers in the world. So he's handling most situations. He can just say, Mikel, go and focus on Leroy Sané for a few weeks. When you're the manager, you haven't got time to do that, bro, because you got 10 other things going off.
And where is the coaching stuff?
And where is the... yeah, exactly. I don't even know the names of half of these coaching stuff. I honestly can't... I don't even know who the assistant manager is at Arsenal.
Same. Like, I've done videos on them, but if I walk past them in the street, I could probably recognize them, but I can't say Mr. this and that and the other. No. Maybe that's down to me to do my research, but it goes back to, this is where it goes for me. If you're going to have an inexperienced manager, surround him with things. You don't know what you don't know in life. And I don't think he's got that sort of pillar he could look at. Like, I don't think Arsene Wenger should come back. But even if there was an Arsene Wenger in some sort of role that he could bounce ideas off, I don't see that. What do you make of Gabriel's performance yesterday? I've left this guy's thing up there for a minute still.
What I would say yesterday, bruv, if you're in a burning house and it's all burning down, you know what I mean? And you stay in that house, eventually you're going to get burnt. And I think that's what happened yesterday. I think everything around Gabriel was falling apart and he just got dragged into it.
He just tried to be a firefighter.
Because he didn't play great, let's be honest. But I think he tried his best. I think Tierney tried. But they were a part of the mess. And I think when everything else, like you said, that right-hand side was getting violated and it just filtered through the team. So I'm not going to criticize Gabriel. I think he's been brilliant since he's come in.
Facts. It's just it's like Bukayo Saka. It's like I could never turn on Saka. That's the first bad game I've seen from young 19-year-old Saka. And even his bad game, he's not even the worst player on the pitch, which he should be. There should be a different. I shouldn't see Willan giving the ball away for the first goal. That should be Saka. Nope. I know Saka, he's going to learn a lot yesterday because his marking weren't the best and he scored the own goal. But Saka will learn from that. Is Willian going to learn from this? This is someone who's played for Brazil, done what he's needed to do at Chelsea. These are experienced men. I'm not trying to scapegoat lacazette. Experienced man. Mustafi's not involved based on yesterday. He's an experienced guy. Even going back to yesterday, I actually thought Xhaka would start, and it kills me to say it, but David Luiz at home, purely because I know, and it's actually not for defending. He's going to try and pick the ball forward. I never saw none of that yesterday, fam. None of that.
David Luiz should have started yesterday. As I say, I think he is Oh, I mean, did you see Tierney fall over, bro? I thought someone sniped him.
Are you glitched? Yeah, you continue. I back you. Don't let them agenda you on Twitter because we all know it isn't nice.
He must be a meme today, fam. I see a man kick it with his other foot, trip over. I said, no.
Like, literally, he was gone.
He must be stressed, fam. He's at Celtic winning like 30 games out of 38. And, you know, Partey's come to Arsenal. I think he's lost 3 out of the 4 games, bro, since he's been here.
Did you see Partey again yesterday? Getting vexed. He's showing for it. People are not Partey. Even, I remember he got vexed at El Nene. El Nene gave him one dead pass and he still had a shot. But if it was a cleaner shot, he just struck it first time. He's like, what, go on?
I was going mad, bro, because all he had to do was set it to him so he can hit it. The man passed it behind him. He had to control it and try and whip it. He's like, man. It's basics. You got to remember, Thomas Partey's come out of a midfield with man like Saul Nunes and Koke. Them man are technicians, bro. You know what I mean? Now you're coming in with these man. They can't even set you a ball on the edge of the box.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Man got carried away. I had man on the thing saying, yo, well, any new contract. I said, bro, the man's had 4 good games after 2 bad years. Don't reward these man for a few good performances. That's the problem.
We need to see prolonged stuff, man. What do you make of Ceballos, man? I've left Jay's question up there. He said, why does, I guess he tried to say, why does Ceballos look so lost after a good end to the season last year? And yesterday, he looked clueless for me. Only good thing he did was actually clear the shot off the line. I'll big him up for that. It could have been 4-0.
Yeah, Danny Ceballos, he just falls into this, like, grey area for me. Like, occasionally I see him play and I think, you know what? You're the only real centre mid that can play that pass. But then on the other hand, at times he's just a bit of a passenger, man, and I think he plays too deep as well. Like he's getting the ball on the edge of his own box. I'd like to see him closer to the edge of their box. I think he's got talent, you know, but it's just not working right now. And again, maybe in a 3-man midfield, you may see a better Ceballos if you've got a Partey, and I don't know.
Where we go, bro? Because I said that. And I know it's only one game, but remember that game who was it? And he wasn't exactly playing the centre mid. It was like some half winger, half centre mid role where I think Partey was playing. It could have been Xhaka. Ceballos looks lost, bro. Like for me, we said this last time we spoke about Ceballos. We knew he was getting a baller. Like I like how he wants to come onto the ball. He always wants to show. But is it just me? Like you said, he comes too deep. But for me, I'd add on to that and say it's like he likes to play in areas you're not going to affect the game. It's like them roadmen playing in a cage. You just want to do bare skills. You don't want to score a goal. It's like, I can see why Zidane doesn't trust you. And that was this move. You know, you should be playing like what you're doing us a favor playing for this team. Right now, it looks like we're doing you a favor, sort of thing.
No, I hear you on that. I think a bit of the problem is like, you know, like when we had Santi Cazorla, the ball went from Cazorla to Ozil to the striker. There was that link between the deep line midfielder and the striker. I think when Ceballos gets the ball, he's getting the ball and it's like, I've got to actually hit the front man from.
Yeah.
You need that, dare I say, Mesut Ozil or a Willan in the 10 or something. You need that link between a Ceballos and the striker. I think the way, because to be honest, Ceballos is probably the best ball player in our midfield.
Yeah, he is.
He's better than Xhaka and any of them, man. But you know, he finished the season well with Xhaka, but then this season it's kind of, I think in a 2-man midfield, you can probably kind of overrun him. So it's a difficult one. You know, it's another one of them at the end of the season. I don't really see Arsenal making it permanent.
I wouldn't want to be fair on this.
He'll end up back at Betis or something, probably.
We've got a super chat. Don't know, Dennett, for that. You said Arteta seems to never be able to change up the tactics during the game. Is that a lack of experience? I think he does change it up. There's been times I think he saw out a game well. Times I think he's changed things well, like against Sheffield United. He's just not consistent. He's just not consistent enough for it. It's like yesterday, Dean Smith, they started very well, and I don't think he said anything to these players to calm them down. And for me, more so, I'd say the Leicester game against Rodgers, I think that was what you really saw in terms of an experienced manager and somebody learning the tricks in trade. Because like I said earlier to Curtis, my guy, it's like a Jose Mourinho performance. You know, we couldn't break them down in the first half. What he said at halftime. A mad thing is said at Leicester's change room at halftime. For us, we're coming out on the same stuff. You see Vardy coming on. You know what time it is, and I think it's like he didn't react to that. It's like if I'm seeing Vardy come on in the last half an hour when my guys are tired, especially because we drew 1-1 in similar circumstances last season, alarm bells are ringing off. I don't think so. Arteta. It didn't happen.
Straight away. We should have dropped back 10 yards, 2 centre-backs. You stay tight. Get your full-backs in. Don't give Vardy no space. Next minute, Mustafi's on the halfway line with 20 yards of space behind him. Basics. Absolute basics.
Bro, even like the goal yesterday, bro. Like Bellerin. Fair enough, Bellerin trying to get back. The whole team got caught. I'm not even on to Bellerin because he's tracking back. Where is our team, bro? Like, for all of these goals, there's times we're not in position. For me, it's the ball watching, you know. At least for 2 of them goals, everyone's gravitating to the ball. And look at who is it? Who's their left back, man? Is it Target or something?
Target. Yeah, Target.
Yeah. It's big. Don't get twisted. You know, Grealish and Barkley played lovely football. But I'm literally seeing fucking Target just run from here to here. Lacazette's not even aware. And he just simply got onto the ball and pull it in. And then we've not been looking on the other side and got twanged. So it's like, off the ball, what are we doing? We don't show nothing off the ball in an attacking sense and a defensive sense. So what are we doing in terms of shadow play on the training ground, bro? It's a madness.
Bro, honestly, and we've seen these mistakes year after year, and I say it all the time. Selling players was as important as signing players in the summer just gone. Right. You can put a Thomas Partey in there, you can put a Gabriel in there, but you're surrounding them with rubbish. So eventually there's going to be days where, you know, Partey last week at Man United, he destroyed their midfield. El Neni backed him up as well. But then the following week, he can't do it by himself, and it's all going wrong around him, you know, because the likes of Hector Bellerin, Mustafi, El Neni, Xhaka, these guys have been at the club for years and failing. They will give you 2 or 3 good games in a row, and you go, actually, is Bellerin that right back that we thought he was? And then he has a horror show. I always believe good players, they don't fall below a certain standard. We get man who will put a 7 or 8 out of 10 in at Old Trafford, then it's a 1 or a 2 out of 10 the week after. You can't go nowhere with players who do that. As I said, players like that, they will get you sacked. And that's what happens because we don't know where we're at as a fan base. You know, it's like a roller coaster every week, no consistency.
A roundabout, like Turkish said, bro. It's just like a roundabout, filled of optimism, upset. They give you just enough, beating Man United, or, you know, if not United, winning the FA Cup and the Community Shields, bringing in Partey, whether we should have done it earlier or not, but doing it at the end makes it wavy. They show you just enough, and then they take just enough. They show you just enough to have belief, and then they just take enough for you to lose faith. And it's the same thing again, man. It's just a mazza.
Yeah, man. It's just, I just think moving forward, short term especially, the manager, he's got to change the system. He's got to play players in their right position. We've got to play a little bit more on the front foot because our defense is still not that good. I know we've been a bit more solid, but it's still not great. We still need another centre-back probably. We still probably maybe need a right-back.
There's no maybe. If Maitland-Niles doesn't take it or he doesn't see Maitland-Niles, for me, you bring in a right-back. Left-back, I think we need one as well. You know, you can't keep allowing Saka to do that. Sometimes he's going to show that he's not a defender by trade. And you've got Maitland-Niles, you know what? Sooner or later, you're going to have to put these guys in. So, and Kolasinac, do you believe in Kolasinac? I sure as hell don't, my guy.
No chance. Maybe as a security guard, bro, but not as a left back.
Yeah. As about time it is with Kolasinac. But as
you know what I mean? It's mad, bro. I mean, even Cedric, someone saying there you have Cedric. I mean, we give that man a 4-year deal. Like, I mean, what do they rate him? Obviously not. We turned down 20 million for Ainsley in the summer.
I don't know what's going on. He's now in the England side and he's been out of the team. We've got another one from Vicky Lee. She said, thank you very much for your $5, Vicky. You said, why does Pepe not get a continuous run? Ronaldo blossomed in his 4th year at United. How is Arteta so defensive compared to Pep? I don't know why he's defensive in relation to Pep. All I will do is give Arteta a blind, say that, you know, we're not solid defensively. But as we know, we're not seeing nothing to suggest that he's just simply coaching an attacking way of playing. I don't think Ronaldo and Pepe should be mentioned in the same sentence. But, you know, I understand where you're going with. He hasn't got a run. I think Curtis can answer this better than me because I don't know, man. I don't know, especially when I see how Willian's playing. I don't know. Personally, I don't know.
You know what? I just think, seeing how Pep is and that, I think he's one of them demanding managers. You've got to give me everything, every game. And I think with Pepe, because of that kind of lethargic body language, and he always looks kind of miserable, and I think maybe Arteta thinks you're not putting it in for me. So even when he does score a goal or get an assist, I think, because I think he said in the press conference, you know, when they said, why is Pepe not playing? He said, oh, people look at the stats, but I look at more than that. So it's like he's saying,
you don't like man, fam.
You don't like him. You don't rate him. You probably don't like his attitude, and I think he's struggling to win him round.
Because even with that body language is shit, man. It's the same.
It's the same thing, but maybe because he's a bit older and he come in under that agency kind of, you know, Arteta's probably played against Willan, you know them ones.
Yeah, it's probably a boys thing, like with El Nene, it's a boys thing, it's a mandem thing.
Yeah, it's a mad one, bro.
At this rate, we might as well just take Jack Wilshere back on the free to the end of the season since we're on banter and we're not good at it.
It wouldn't surprise me, bro. It wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, bro, like by saying our squad isn't good. Where do you think we finish, man? Because I don't think we get top 4. I think we finish at best 5th, 6th. That's a pipe dream. Yeah. I think it's 7th. I think literally 6th, 7th for a hope, minimum 8th, and it could even get worse.
Yeah, I think with the lack of style and the amount of players out of form, I was trying to say top 4 was more in hope than expectation, but nah, I think we'll be similar to last year, bro. I think 7th or 8th, man. I don't even know if we'll make top 6, if I'm being honest.
Facts. Like, I mean, South London's finest. I hope you're right in terms of 6th. Like Joe said, we are a glorified cup team at the moment. 7th or 8th, 7th is just about right. We've got someone in the comments saying that Arsenal fans said that Willian is better than Ziyech. I don't think.
Robbie said that. Robbie's getting hammered for that.
Robbie's my guy, but I don't know what Robbie was on with that one.
I don't know what he was on.
Trolling thing. It must have been a trolling thing.
Yeah.
No. Come, people. Make sure everybody's hitting the like button. Couple more questions, and we have to get out of here, people. Let's go, because I'm conscious of time. Robbie smoking. Yeah, man. Don Robbie, you must have had a mayor, man. We all have them. Like Robbie's one Arsenal fan. Don't group us all in for that one statement.
That's it, man.
Oh man. Somebody said, I can't, like, you know, big up you lot for typing fast, but give me a chance to bring you lot's things up, man. You said, what if Arteta was responsible for the defensive game plan at Man City? Now, that's a great question.
Yeah, maybe, because Pep is so attacking. Maybe that was Arteta's thing, man. Sort out the defense and I'll deal with the attacking. But you would have thought they would have looked into this a bit more before they hired him, you know. But maybe Pep sold him a pipe dream to get his boy a job, you know what I mean? So, you know, yeah, I said, bro, I'll look after you, man. I'll get you that Arsenal job, man. Tell him to ring me.
that A1 reference, that gold reference, that gold stuff. I don't know, man. You know what, Samuel? I don't know, but the way we're playing, and in hindsight, the way he fixed it so rapidly, maybe I remember him come. Maybe, do you know what? I'm starting to think maybe he's scarred by something, you know, because for 2 incidences. I remember just before he got the job, he spoke about, obviously we played against him and he spoke about it. And he also said something along the lines of, you know, it shouldn't, it hurts me to see this as an Arsenal fan. I was there. I mean, as an Arsenal, someone who loves us, I was there. It was blah, blah, blah. And then I can't remember the game, or if it was a game or just a press conference, but he said something like, I knew like there was a lot to do, but it's like I've truly sort of seen it, and I interpreted it as I knew it was a fuckery, but it really is a mad thing, right now. And I think that scarred him, and he ain't seeing past that right now. And months later, he's still on the same stuff. Like, I don't know what he's on.
No, I agree. I think he's probably seen Arsenal, like, especially when he was in the Man City dugout. He's probably gone, yo, these men are so easy to score against. Like, when I come in, I'm going to make them defend better. And he's doing it so much, it's like he's forgotten about the attack. He's just got to find that balance, man. But I think as a fan base, we're going to have to be patient. All of us, like, we're all going to have a bad time of it, but we got to try and back him to some extent.
Because I'm not comparing him to Jose Mourinho. I hope he's not. But from what I'm seeing right now, it's suggesting it's a bit of a Jose Mourinho team in that defense and midfield priority is to defend. To a degree, we'll just rely on the individual brilliance from our front three to make the difference. That's exactly what Jose made a career of, essentially. I'm not really seeing anything to suggest past that. We've got a question. Go on, bro.
Mourinho scored double the goals we've scored this season.
That's it. And chat, you know, he's freeing up Bale and Son. Jonathan said, Partey, Ceballos, Willock in midfield. What do you think, Curtis, man? You with that?
I mean, look, it's all. Why not? Like, I'm at the point now. Yeah, give something else a go. If that's it, why not? Give it a chance, man.
I'm like Curtis, man. I'm shattered. I'm at the point where it can't be much worse, in it. I'm at the point where it's always the Donnies that are not involved that are the ones we're looking at. Like, I'm not saying Xhaka starts and we win, but Xhaka and Luis start. We could offer a bit more of last game. You know, between Eddie and Laka, whichever one's not involved is the man I'm going to shout. If Eddie starts, I'm going to be like, listen, Arteta, why did you do this? Bring on Laka and vice versa. We ain't really got a level striker. What do you think of giving Balogun a run there now? Like, obviously, we're not seeing that week in, but surely.
I would rather see him coming on. Seriously, man. Like, there's something there. He's quick. He plays on the shoulder. Give him a chance, man. We've seen Eddie now. We know what Eddie's about. He can nick you a goal. He's a poacher. He's a little bit limited. We know where we're at with him. Give Balogun a run, man. Why not?
And for me, it also helps us because it allows, if you just give him a couple of games, instantly he could get sold for something. Like, if you don't want to give Balogun, go and get us a 10 million from him. Like, go and get a 10 or something out of the Joes and things like that. And then go and get your creative man. Because if we got some people out of it, if some bucks don't bring man in, but if we got a couple players out, could you have got the hour? And we could be sitting here and just saying, yo, the players are here. Arteta, what go on? Not Arteta, what's going on? And where are these players, sort of thing. It's a bit mad.
Exactly, man. So, yeah, give him a chance, man.
We got another one. There's super chats are coming in. Thoughts on Bellerin's form since his return from his ACL? Hot and cold / a bit of the same. Sometimes, you know, second half against Sheffield, he looked good. United away looked good. Yesterday was poor. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm sure Liverpool, he was poor as well. Same old Hector Bellerin for years, really. I don't think we're going to see that Bellerin again. I want to be wrong, sorry, but the same old, bro. What you think?
I agree. I think he's hot and cold, man. I don't think he's a long-term solution, and we're playing him right wing back as well. It's not even like he's playing right back. So, nah, he's not the answer for me moving forward. I think we need to upgrade him.
Facts, bro. I can't. Sorry, my guy. Someone's super chat's got missing, but it said something. They're on the lines of these. These are the same players that threw Emery under the bus. They'll throw Arteta under the bus. Do you think that's the case?
Yeah, I agree, man. These men are soft, bro. I'm telling you, we need a clear up. We need to get rid of a lot of them.
Who survives for you?
I
know there ain't many. That's why I asked, because I know there ain't many.
You go Leno, Gabriel, Tierney, Partey, Aubameyang, Saka, Martinelli. I give Pepe as well, probably till the end of the season. As well, I think if he has 2 bad years, you might have to write him off and get half your money back.
That's the thing. That's where we're at with Pepe. For me, I'm at the stage with Pepe now, bro, where I think we just gotta use Donny now, man. Like bro, we gotta just use, man. It's like United and Pogba. Just use Donny until it blows now, man. Like we've got nothing else. We're not getting our bread. Like it's a bit mad. Another super chat come in. Remember the last time we just enjoyed watching Arsenal? It was 2014-15 and 15-16 with Ozil and Sanchez at their peak. It's a pain to watch them play now.
It's true. Sometimes there, man. There's some good football. This is painful.
I mean, truth, man. I'm saying it will take 3 years to rebuild. That could be a case. This is a genuine discussion. Come on, hit up the likes. Somebody has said, last question. I'll let you get out of it, Curtis.
Yeah. I got the school run to do, bro.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay on, but I'm gonna let you out of it. Guys, what's the short-term solution between now and January? As I'll let you leave with that question, my guy.
Yeah, man. For me, play a little bit more on the front foot, mix it up, try and use Pepe more, get a midfield that helps the attack, get Aubameyang through the middle, and give us some balance. You know, every time the team selection comes out an hour before kickoff, I don't know what I'm going to see. Like, it's just like anything could happen, and it shouldn't be like that. So we need stability and get Aubameyang through the middle. That's the main one for me.
Who's just said? All right, last question before I literally let you go. What's your centre half back? What's your centre half trio / thingy / duo if it has to be a back?
I'll go Luis, Gabriel, Saliba. If you're playing 2, I'll go Luis and Gabriel, because I do think Luis has been important for Gabriel. But I would put Saliba in that 3 if you were going to play 3, definitely.
Facts, bro. Love for that, man. Hey, Curtis, shout out your thing before you get out.
Oh, pleasure. Yo, check out the channel, Curtis Shaw TV. Big up my boy Deluded. Thanks for having me on. Listen, we said this before, but we'll get it rolling now. We have
You need to get one on your channel this week, man. Just hit me up when you're free, man.
No worries, man.
Come in and give Curtis some questions and some talking points, man. What day you want to do that for them?
Do you want to do Friday? Give it the end of the week?
Yeah, Friday's blessed, man. Just hit me with that, man.
All right, no worries, man. Take care.
Come on, my guy. And people, make sure you subscribe to Curtis Shaw, man. But he's out for now.
Bless up, bro.
So it's just me now, DG. I'm back again, people. Big up the light skin Curtis. Big up the light skin Cameron Jerome. Better yet, you know, PAFC has said, do you think Nketiah will ever reach top 4 level? You can never rule out anyone because, again, I'm not saying Nketiah is Aubameyang, but I'm sure Aubameyang wasn't taking in as much as he's taking in now, really and truly. You know, it wasn't always this Aubameyang. You can never write people off. Strikers do develop later. Like you're seeing, Tammy Abraham, he had a top, since he's been playing in the Prem for a while, you know, his loan spot Swansea compared to now, better player. You also look at, what's his face, Calvert-Lewin, he's starting to come into his own now. So you never know, Eddie Nketiah might improve a lot, but top 4 level, beyond being a squad player, a sort of rotation option, something like that, I don't think it's going to happen, man. You're right. So thank you for your super chat as well, my guy. You said Deluded felt dejected on AFTV yesterday. Bro, of course I was dejected because for me, you know me, I'm a big believer of the performance. I'll accept losing. I don't accept it. I hate it. But I'll accept losing to the better team, provided we go down fighting, we do everything we can. When we just hand it to the opposition in the manner we've been handing it to the opposition, I can't be happy because I can't. Listen, I sound like I'm taking things away from Aston Villa's performance. Take nothing away from them as a collective and as an individual unit. But when I look at us, I just look at we gave it to them. We didn't do everything we could to win this. You know, we didn't make it like Grealish went on one dazzling run and nicked 3 points, or Barkley did that. You know, we handed it to them literally from the 45th minute. Big up everybody locked in. I'm seeing the numbers drop. I mean, Curtis must have took a lot of his gang, but it don't matter, man. There's 600 odd people locked in. It would be a pleasure to have 600 likes. Please make sure you hit the like button, people. Adam has said, would you take Poch or Allegri? Between the two, big up Poch. I think right now for Arsenal, I think Poch would probably be a better manager purely because he's worked with Lex to no money like at Spurs. I think Allegri would be a fantastic coach, and obviously Allegri's got more pedigree. But Allegri is similar to like Carlo and Allegri's like Carlo and Luis Enrique and all of these names in the sense of, you know, if the club aren't, the club don't have to splash mad money, but you think Allegri's going to sit there and say, you're not bringing me Aouar and Partey when I need both. You're going to say, all right, cool, I'll keep it moving. You know, he's not got no allegiances to Arsenal. So I'd back him and his ability, but I think he would keep it moving, man. I think he would keep it moving, man. Somebody say, yeah, did I even enjoy watching that? That's a point. Saying Aubameyang's a stackable offense, you're overdoing it. Big up everybody locked in, man. Please hit the like button. It doesn't cost a thing. It helps a guy score higher up in the thing. Please make sure you've all subscribed to Curtis Shaw TV as well, people, man. The challenge we face is bigger than most our players are ready for. Bro, you said it. They don't realize, bro. They don't realize. That's why from time to time, they always talk, people. It is what it is. A man said, stop making videos just for likes and back the manager. Where have I said I'm not backing the manager? For 1? 2, we're allowed to praise and critique the manager. 4, anybody that watches my channel knows that I back Arteta, but I praise and critique fairly. You know, finally, you know, just Jutin. Tell your mother stop watching Deluded vids, man, because every so often we have a good stream, and then somebody's mother like watches Deluded. She's probably cooking, making her ackee and saltfish and whatnot, and she's streaming Deluded in the kitchen. And you're vexed. We're probably same age, and you're vexed. I'm a chocolate darling. What can I say, man? Pattern up, stop being a twat, man, and you might get somewhere. But I can't lie. We do this thing for free. You're not allowed to speak to me. Let's carry on with people that have some common sense about them, people. Move from my thing. As he said, smash the likes. Let's go. Socially has said, DG, Tyrone, Tyrese, John Jules, Eddie or Balogun, who would you sell, loan, keep? At the moment, I think Eddie's ahead of both of them purely because he's been exposed to first team football longer. Tyrese, sadly, in a similar fashion to at Lincoln. He started getting going at Doncaster and he's been injured. You know me, Balogun and Tyrese, I think they're both amazing footballers. I think that, you know, I'd keep, based on how the two strikers are playing at our club now, I'd give Balogun and Tyrese chances. At least I'll see some youthful energy right now. Do you get it? So I think both of them could go out on loan to continue to develop. Based on current form, I would play both of them and give them both a look in and whatnot. Eddie would be the one I'd be looking to sell, but I do think we're in a good position, and I don't want to sell Eddie yet. I want to see what he's got about him. I'm going to see if we can make a bit more of cash on him. I think Eddie could be an asset. And I like Eddie in the squad, not a player to rely on. Eddie in the squad. When Tyrese and Balogun develop, because I think they have higher ceilings than Eddie, we have a decision to make. Either way, that should be 3 players that could make the club 60 million, 20 million a pop at any moment if you do your things right, man. It's true, man. People need to be a bit patient. I'm not saying for Eddie generally. I'm talking about young players, really. Sean, you're right. The badge is way too heavy for Bear, man. The badge is mad heavy, man. C Robin, big up C, she's always in here. I do think Arsenal fans are showing patience. I can't lie to you. I think Arsenal fans are showing patience. I have seen some Arsenal fans talking about Arsene Wenger and all of this like it's relevant. So I do share your pain, man. He is a fool, man. He is a fool. You're right, man. You're right. I shouldn't be giving energy. You're right. You're right. It's tough, man. You know, we've been here for like an hour and a half. We've been positive vibes, and then you got one idiot that's just chatting nonsense, man. I'm not too sure. We had no chance because they had a game plan and we didn't, but that's why. And you do have a smirk on your face because Dean Smith prepared his thing all week. He knew he was coming to do an upset for Villa. I mean, with Villa against Arsenal. Did we know we was going to do a thing? I don't know, man. Oh, it must do, man. He must do, man. The video's on repeat. She's getting the stream money and she's getting that. She's the one watching the ads and that, man. Big up Carlton, man. Come on. P. Trimmer said, you got your name, DG, you got your name from Arsenal's. What? I got my name on Xbox Live because some you called it to be in school and I just ran with it years later. I don't even know. I don't even think he got fouled. Leave 2 on him, man. Guy's got low. I'm not saying hurt, brother, but he's got. You can see his shins. He's got the low socks. You can tell Grealish is my sort of player because you know Grealish. He's got. Some of you have played like Sunday League people, and you've seen people with talent, people, yeah, and they've got that X factor about them. They're a bit of the Jack the lads. They're a bit Jack the lad. Grealish has got that. You know Grealish is giving 100% verbal. 100% verbal. I'm your mum's baby, man. You know the thing. Hey, Mesut Ozil, I see you liking people saying free you, bro. Obviously, it's not Mesut Ozil. Tyrese John Jules could actually play as a 10 from game to game. I don't know if that's him long term, but I do agree with that. Jeff has said, do you think it's worth giving Joe Willock a chance in the 10 role in the league? Seems like he's playing brilliantly in Europe. Harsh critics will say the Europe thing is his level and look at the opposition. I'm not really a fan of the Joe in the 10. For me, he's an 8. He's a pivot. You either go with a flat free and you make him do the box to box or nothing. Now, I'm not Arteta. He knows more about ball than me, but I think Joe's skill sets are driving with the ball rather than being on the half turn, trying to link up play and break the lines. I don't think that's Joe. I want to be proven wrong. Hell, I don't care if he makes it as a 10 or an 8. I do want Joe to make it in the club. But it is what it is, man. Why don't you play? Because you lot will be on here talking nonsense. Come on, smash the like button. Come on, come on. Trust me, I think running from deep is his thing. As you said, he's the 8. He's an 8. And to be fair to El Nene, El Nene was no worse than other players, and I'm not scapegoating El Nene, but that's why I was saying earlier with Curtis, and I said in my preview for those that watch me, I said I think logically, logically I don't know. I thought Arteta would have taken out El Nene and brought in Xhaka and taken out, even though I wanted the pivot to remain what it was, and bring in David Luiz purely because I thought, you know what, we're playing at home. You know, I don't agree with it. Our centre half should not be our most creative player, but David Luiz is one of the only players that's going to try and clip it. I don't think Xhaka should be your creative man, and you could see all the statistics of how much of an issue it is playing through Xhaka, but Xhaka's probably more likely trying to play them sort of passes than El Nene, even though El Nene can, you know, he's more mobile. So I thought that would have been said. I think it weren't a game for El Nene in terms of his skill set to start in hindsight, because, you know, he's not bad at anything, but he doesn't excel at anything. Like when you look at El Nene, for what you say about Ceballos, you'd have him down as a bit more of a technician. You know, Xhaka, I'm not saying El Nene's better or whatnot, or he's better than El Nene, but you can kind of see what sort of midfielder he more is. You know, Partey, you know what he's about. El Nene's a bit of everything, really. And I think with Partey, in hindsight, maybe you should have released that. Thank you very much for your, I don't know what currency that is, but I just know it's a super chat, and I don't know what it is, but you know, you've donated with your hard-earned money that you work for. So thank you very much for doing that, my guy. I wish you had a question or something to go with that. I always feel a bit guilty when you guys just send super chats and you don't send nothing with it. It's a bit crazy like that, people. Hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed already. Ready has said, what would your ideal 11 versus Leeds be, DG? Now, my guy, you know me. We're about 10 days or so away from that game, if that. So I'll probably change. I'm not gonna lie, I would like to see 4 at the back and whatnot. But I think going to the form that we've been in, you know, we've had 1 win sandwiched in between 2 home defeats. We have had success on the road in our last game away from home. I don't think he will change things going away from home right now against Leeds. So I think we'd go 3 at the back, 3-4-3. Usual proceedings. Leno picks himself in goal and remains and keeps his place. Tierney plays. Wait, we're going ahead of ourselves. Back 3. David Luiz would come back into the team. Gabriel would remain in his space. And I know Holding weren't good, but I'll go with Holding purely because I want Tierney at left wing back. I don't want him as part of the back 3. I know you could bring in Mustafi. Like I said, I know Holding was poor, but at the same time, at least Holding's done his thing to a degree this season. So I'll go David Luiz. Right now, David Luiz, Gabriel, and Rob Holding. Left wing back, Tierney, put him back where he's supposed to be playing. I know he does his thing up for centre half in the back 3, but I want him as at left back. Him, for me, Maitland-Niles at right back, in midfield again. Ironically, you know, I'd go Ceballos. There's a case to go Ceballos and Partey, so I'm thinking that in my head right now. But I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably go on Nene and Partey right now. Again, I'll probably change. That's where the change will be. So I'll say El Nene and Partey. In fact, you know what? Ceballos and Partey. Take El Nene out. Ceballos and Partey. So that's what. And then the front 3 for me, Aubameyang through the middle. On the left, Bukayo Saka. On the right, Pepe. And that's, you know, I want fast interchanging front 3. I want, you know, movement and whatnot. So that would be it. Admittedly, it's going to change, but it is what it is. Big up yourself, young JB, for that. Come on, like 11 said, can we get it to 300 likes, people? Come on, man. It doesn't cost a thing to get it up. It is what it is in that regards. Hit the like button. David Luiz, DM. In a back 3, if you was to do a thing where you'd say, all right, cool, David Luiz and Pai, all right, cool. David Luiz sits in between the back 3 and protects them, and it's almost like a 4 at times. I get it. But for me, I want the midfielders right now to be midfielders by trade. So that would probably be that. I see your angle. And El Nene, that's what El Nene's El Nene is a squad player. You know, you bring him into some games, he's got useful. You know, like you said, big games, work rate, stamina. Definitely in big games where you expect to be on the back foot, be the less dominant side, or be outnumbered in midfield, that's you. But like you said, when we're playing against low blocks, you know, we don't necessarily, not to do with El Nene, but it's, you know, it's not his skill set. So he's not really relevant to that. You know, can you be a bit more adventurous? Adam, I saw that and I lost your comment earlier. These non-negotiables, you know, I don't know, man. I know, brother. I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. It's a bit mad. I'm a Villa fan. Big up yourself, man. Big up yourself. Thank you for telling me for that, man. Yeah, man. It is what it is. It's an English thing, man. But moving away from that. Don't have the forehead for it. People say the same to me, but you can get whatever haircut you want, my guy, man. You can get whatever haircut you want, man. So, yeah, man. Arteta setting up like Southgate. You know what? The mess thing is, you can't even... Kind of true, man. Like, based on what you're saying, man. Love for that, my guy. You know, when people, this is what I hate about fans, yeah. When I say declining, not you, but when I say declining, people think I'm getting onto them. I think Lacazette is naturally declining. I don't know what it is, but he does it. Not that he was ever the quickest and most dynamic and all of these things, but he's lost a yard of pace, in my opinion. The confidence, and I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, confidence can affect every player. Every player can lose their confidence, but it just feels like every year Lacazette's been here, we've been speaking about confidence at some point. So to a degree, he's still too hot and cold. I think he's just stagnated and he's declining now. I mean, the man's 29, you know, he's still got a number of years, but it is what it is. I don't know why he isn't the Lacazette that's been the Lacazette of. Fair enough, he's never been a prolific goal scorer, but you know, whatever year he won Player of the Year, he was moving mad. He did look a bit slimmer as well. So I don't know what it is, but he just doesn't look as mobile and whatnot, man. You know. Out of 10, I rate Leno a 5 as a player, if that makes sense. I feel his shot stopping is probably 11 out of 10. That's his strongest asset. With that being said, his kicking is hot and cold. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm never really confident when he, you know, how do I put it, collecting from dead ball scenarios and coming up from his corners. I think he takes too long to make a decision, but shot stopping is the one thing I rate. But out of 10, he's a 5. I do think there's several areas in the team we could address before you even, you know, say we need to get rid of Leno. But if we had every area we needed to and was playing to how we're playing, maybe there's a case where you look at Leno and saying, is he good enough for a team that's going to get what needs to get? So, yeah, man. I do think his playmaking has always been overstated, but yeah, man, I think he's just... I don't know, man. You have to question, is he still working as hard as he used to work? And is he training to the level he's training? Because he's really fallen off. Like I said, he looks bigger than he should be. C's not happy. She said, definitely need more likes on the video. Come on, man. I've been here for an hour and 40 minutes and there's 533 of you and you can't like the vid. Shame on every one of you. You lot are doing me so dirty. So dirty. I thought we was all cool, man. I thought we was all a family, but clearly not, man. You lot are doing me like Willian's doing Arteta. Arteta's putting his neck out on the line for Willian, and week in, week out, he's letting him down, man. I hear that the system team, but you see all these system and all these things, you know, Lacazette's played in a bunch of positions, and the same things have been said. Granted, this is probably the lowest Lacazette's been as an Arsenal player, but yeah, man. Yeah, Toby, like up the thing, man. Come on. Fine. More energy. 350 likes. Come on, man. Let's do that and call it a day. Big up everybody that's been locked in, man. Darwin Núñez, Zach, I like him, you know. I like him. I've got a video coming on him. I watched him when he was playing for Uruguay in a recent, like last year or the year before. I think he was under 20 levels for Uruguay. He had a couple of them, lads. He's a powerhouse. He's big. He's not the slowest. You know, he is a very decent player. He was at Almeria, and he was okay. You know, he's still finding his feet. He's doing well in Benfica. He's not necessarily prolific and stuff, and there's still a lot more development to be done. But he's someone I do think eventually, you know, maybe in the next 18 months or so, depending on how he develops, with all due respect to Benfica, could potentially make a jump. Emil Smith-Rowe's doing well. You know, my review will come out on it tomorrow. I'm not gonna bring it out today. Not gonna come out today. But Smith-Rowe's doing quite well. His seasons, or better yet, start to the season has been disrupted with a shoulder injury, and just, you know, you begin that little cycle and you're playing catch up. He played quite well on last Friday against Blackburn's under 23. So yeah, man, he's a decent player. From what I read in relation to Martinelli, apparently he's coming back towards the end of the year to full training. So I'm not too sure, man. It's like Xander said, man, big up yourself, you know. Aubameyang. It's like, you know, if Lacazette would, as fickle, football is a fickle game. If Lacazette scoring goals, you know, we got nothing to say. But like my man is saying, you know, Aubameyang is more displayed, because at least if we could say, all right, cool, but Lacazette can't play on the wing, so we play him. He's scoring goals. Fair enough. Aubameyang's out there. He's scoring goals. When neither player is scoring goals, you've got issues. Because if Aubameyang was still playing how he is right now, but Lacazette is scoring goals, it's like, cool. You know, maybe we just drop Aubameyang, you bring in Pepe or something. Lacazette is scoring goals for whatever you think of the player. You know, when you've got them both underperforming, clearly we give Aubameyang more of a blight generally because of the goal scorer. So you're thinking, yo, move Aubameyang through the middle and let's do what we need to do. For me, Lacazette is too slow on the counter. Not with the ball. He makes quick decisions, and there's been numerous goals he's been involved in heavily. But I think the quick sort of precise football we're playing, I don't think he's dynamic enough. Like, I think there was one Partey clipped one ball over the top in the first half. If that's Aubameyang or Martinelli, I genuinely think we get a man sent off, because the centre half, I think it was Mings or it was Konza, might have to pull him. Lacazette, they're giving away the free kick. I mean, if you think Saka is average, it's down to him to prove you wrong. There's actually nothing wrong with being average as long as you're consistent. I rate both of them. I think they're both extremely good players. I just feel Martinelli is probably the one if I had to pick, really and truly. I would like to see Miguel Aziz and Ben Cottrell given opportunities, but the way we're playing does it. I don't think any young player is gonna get opportunities right now as in starting and that. Who do you think should go in terms of players leaving the club? I'm gonna assume you meant Joe. The usual suspects, man, like the usual names, like the usual man that you know for years need to move. Like I don't really need to say them to you. Like I'm not gonna lie. I want Willan to make me look stupid. I want this to get clipped up months ago. But Willan is looking like an expensive failure, even though he was signed for free. So I'd say Willan. I've got a lot of love for Bellerin, but it's like, if another right back comes in, I'm entertaining offers for Bellerin. Lacazette, it feels like I'm snaking him, but every game is getting more painful to watch from Lacazette, man. It's like when you see them boxers that have been on top of the world and all them things, and ages caught up with them and they're still boxing and they get beaten up by the new Donny, or when you see these it's not Lacazette, but these footballers who are legends and they're now 36, 37, they're not retiring, they're going and playing all over the world. It's just painful to watch. Lacazette is painful to watch. I love Lacazette. Ask anyone in the Emirates, do you know how many times I was off my head with the booze? Lacazette, and all of them thing there. Like, but I can't scream that again. It's upsetting, man. He did win the battle. He won the war yesterday, and he looks even more cheekier when he's saying he sees it as a step up and them things there, man. It is what it is. Man said get into the first team, it's easy. Pattern up, man. This is where it stops, man. On current form, Danny Ings without him, Danny Ings, Calvert-Lewin, Callum Wilson, Ollie Watkins, there's Patrick Bamford, slyly now. Man, I'd take ahead of Lacazette on current form. Keyword current form. It is what it is, though, man. A couple more questions. I'm going to keep it moving. That's it, man. I think he's a leader. He's just not the leader of he's gonna be grabbing everyone by the neck and all of those sort of things. Man said DG front three. And when I'm not finishing the goals and you man are getting on to me, what's said then? I just want you lot to say at least I kept running, at least I had heart, at least I gave it my all to the final whistle. That's the sort of player I am, man. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. It's true, man. But current form, it's about you doing that now, man. Partey is doing good. I mean, Partey, he hasn't really had the most positive of team performances and results and whatnot, but it is what it is, man. I mean, I appreciate Giroud. I think he was done dirty, but I do think there's rose tints with Giroud. Equally, like I said, he was incredibly frustrating in the league, the Monaco game. In isolation, when you look at Giroud on YouTube, he's scored some worldies. He's been a great player and whatnot, but it is what it is. Omo, you're right. Haters have been coming for me. All I do is make videos and look pretty. It's not my fault. My mum gave birth to a great-looking child, but people are onto me. It is what it is, man. We can't all have good looks. We can't always have a solid support base like the DG Nation tuning in to listen to me speak about football, and a YouTuber who loves his fan base the same way. Big up each and every one of you. Haters are gonna do what they're gonna do, man. Good problems, Villa together. Good problems, man. That's what we need, man. This is what I'm saying. Like, I want Arteta to answer this. I can't answer this, For me, Aubameyang through the middle. Ooh, then you got Saka, Aubameyang through the middle, Martinelli on the left, Pepe on the right. Ooh, or you could do a thing where you go, Aubameyang through the middle, Martinelli on the left, Saka, who people forget can play on the right. That could be an option, but that's what I want. I want good problems. Or is it a Martinelli through the middle and whatnot? We need things like that. It's a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have, man. Really good problem. I would like Reece Nelson to get a chance, but he's got to stay fit, man. He's got another niggling injury. Unfortunately. Man said DG get some glasses and then DG for AFTV. Go and watch the DG interview. Robbie probably finally freed man like Mesut Ozil on AFTV. So it is what it is, man. All right, man. Saka will make you proud to wear that shirt, but it's a young L. Fully agree with this, Jay. Fully agree with that. Garvin has said, what is the solution for the midfield? We need to get a number 8. So we can have that balance with Partey, who can pass the ball forward, yes, but primarily Partey is there to win the ball back high up the field and press and whatnot. And then we need a man to create and whatnot. Obviously, both these midfielders, just because you're a creative man, don't mean you don't need to win the ball back. Just because Partey is the breaking down destroyer sort, doesn't mean he can't show other sides to his game, which he has. But I think we need that. And that whoever that is, they need to be the modern day number 8/10.5. You know, most midfielders now, you know, look at Kevin De Bruyne, he's an 8.5 to me because he's a bit of a 10, but he's a creative midfielder, he's a central midfielder. You know, that's what we need, that sort of thing there. They need to be dynamic and athletic, though. That's the key thing, man. Bro, I would be stunned as well. Partey can't believe it, bro. Can't believe it. Bro, we can't. And that shows, Mark, that shows how crazy the league is. And even for me, that should set warning signs to you. If a team has put 7 past the league champions, do you not fix up? When you in a game, when you see them killing your right-hand side, do you not fix up? I don't know, my guy. I don't know. I'm not going to act like a genius, but that's just what I believe. It is what it is. Thomas has said, serious dedication, my G, nearly 2 hours in. I swear, I know, time is flying. Time is flying. We'll keep it moving soon. Big up everybody locked in. Make sure you hit the like button, people. It ain't nothing, man. Make sure you hit the like button. I also wanted to speak about Arteta's comments at the end, people. He also said, after the game, he took all the blunt of the criticism for the Fulham game. I mean, for the Aston Villa game on Sunday. He said, not for big teams. Big teams can't afford that. We can't afford that. You win a football match, 2 football matches free. We expect to win every game. And this is the standard that we have set. So if someone believes that winning 1 or 2 games is good enough, they're completely wrong. And I'm not going to accept that. I'm not going to accept that mindset at all. And it's obviously not what this club deserves. It's my full responsibility now, and I have to find a way to do it. I think that since I arrived here, it's the first time that I felt we really performed under our standards and what we are trying to set at this football club. It's unacceptable. I'd like to have a game. I'd like to have a game tomorrow morning to get this one out of the system. But as well, in difficult moments and bad moments, you get a lot of things. I want to see how players react, how players react. And if we start to blame each other, or if we just look at ourselves in the mirror and then try to become much better than what we've shown tonight, which here we are. Then after that, get everyone back together and get the fighting spirit, the belief and the commitment that we've shown since I've got here. And that, as much as I, you know, when I sit here and talk about the game and went right, went wrong, went this, went that, that's what you've got to look at, people. You know, you want to see, because anyone that I see in that changing room, if I'm Arteta, blaming other man before they blame themselves. You know, Willian was poor and lost the ball. You know, Bellerin got savaged. Holding was dead. You know, Aubameyang was dead. If these men start fighting in-house, divided we fall. I'm seeing you're not strong characters, but I want to see first and foremost who takes responsibility. Who's the first man to say, yo, I had a bad game, I'll hold my hands up. And then when everyone does that, then we look at collectively with the video analysis. We look at the thing. We say, all right, cool. Where did we go wrong? And learn from your mistakes, because a mistake made more than once is a choice. And we conceded all, not identical, but 3 more or less identical goals yesterday. You know, in the same circumstances of not following runners, midfielders not following midfield runs, not winning the first balls, not winning the seconds, positionally being out of play, being poor on the transition. Are these any things that you know, when we've lost against Liverpool, when we've lost against City, when we've lost against Leicester, you know, when we've had negative results this season or last season, you know, you've heard that, you know, forget the Aston Villa game. What just came out of my mouth, people, I'm sure you all are now getting different examples of games if we've lost. You could take that segment and frame that, and it could be said for almost every game, you know. Pundits, analysis, TV things, they probably have the easiest in terms of Arsenal results. The only things that change are the results and whatnot. Lacking creativity, stale, defensive errors. How many times have we sat here as a fan base and said those sort of things? And I'm trying to find something in relation to Arteta, but it's not happening, man. You know, Bob Wilson coached Emery. That must be why he's sick. Carlos, let's take it easy. If Arteta keeps failing to show several things, we can, but I think it's too early for that. Big up Thomas for signing in. Big up everybody locked in, man. I don't want to see an all or nothing at all, man. Gotta love that voice and color of yours. I mean, black is beautiful. Thank you very much. And don't know for the voice thing, I guess. Say nothing. You know, why is everyone sitting there, like up the thing, support your local? Come on, my guy. Come on. It's like Maddison. No one was taking James Maddison in when he was at Coventry. The minute he gets the Norwich, same thing, and suddenly everyone's taking him in at Leicester or Jack Grealish. Everyone forgets the not county loan. Everyone's breaded him now. Howie, big up yourself for always being in here. Thank you very much for your praise, man. Kind words indeed. One more question and we're going to keep it moving. Which three in midfield? It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I don't really rate any of them. I rate two of them at a push. In fact, I only really rate Partey. Really, like I'd say Partey, Ceballos, El Nene / Xhaka would be what I'd be looking for, or look to play Willian in that 10 role. But I'm not really convinced with any of them, really. If I'm completely honest with you, man. Can't lie to you at all. Come on, D, man. Love for that. Big up yourself. Love your opinions, DG. All the best. Hope to link up with you in a football show in the future. Planning to start a channel. Do your thing, my guy. More of us get our channels, the more our voice I heard, bro. It is what it is. You got to get on to Robbie about that, man. Saka could do that. Saka could do that. Especially if everyone else is going to move like they can't do anything. Our best front three, I don't know. It's in relation to moments, but right now I'm feeling of I would say my front three, as I've once said, would be Aubameyang through the middle, Saka on the left, Pepe on the right. Where Martinelli is fit and he can complicate these things, we'll get onto them. When the next game comes out, man, we'll get onto that. Trust me, things are happening sooner than you think. Just cool now. Just relax, man. Just relax. Soon come, man. Have I ever lied to you guys? Have I ever let you guys down? I'm not Arsenal. I don't do that. And it kills me to say that, man. I think we have a good manager, but he's still learning. And the key thing is actually learning from your mistakes, because the same issues that contributed to our demise yesterday against Aston Villa could be said for a couple of games. You know, there's several problems. Is what it is, man. Maybe a new striker might bring the best out. Yeah, who wouldn't be worried of going to Bielsa, Ellen Road, just on how Leeds have been for the last couple of years under him, and also with Arsenal's poor form? Who wouldn't? Shook. Last question, people. Last question. We're approaching 2 hours, people. 2 goddamn hours. I said he switched to NFL. For me, you know me, I like Torreira. Torreira should come back, because I would like, imagine Partey and Torreira yesterday. Of course, you know, we need players that can break the line, but that would have helped. Sadly, Partey is now injured with a thigh injury. And this is why I wanted Torreira to stay, because Torreira doesn't stay, we're back to square one. We ain't got a next man with that skill set, you know? It's a bit of a bookie one there. So we'll have to see. I'm seeing racism in the chat. Moderators, please make sure you're on your job, man. I don't want to see racism and malice and the rest of it in my chat. We're here for football, whether you're, you know, whatever color you are, you know, we're here to talk football and opinions. We can have a laugh and a joke, but I don't want to see racism. Moderators, fix up, or people will start losing jobs. Big up, good morning, saying good morning. Arteta's job is tough, but I mean, you know, I don't think the summer was isolated to the Kroenkes, really. Big up Nuno for his job as well, man. Trust me, moderator. Howie, I swear you're a moderator. Panda up, man. Don't let people make this one of them sort of things, my guy. Please. 4-4-2. You know, in the second half, I think you saw City and Liverpool do that in their game, so it can be done. But for Arsenal, I'm not really feeling it, my guy. I can't cap. Allow, man, I'm cooking. All right, cool, man. You're good. You're normally on job, innit? I can't. It's a Gabriel thing with you. I can't expect you to defend the whole thing by yourself. So, it is what it is. Anyways, man, like you said, all right, back to football. Calm down, my guy. Balogun's 30, man, but we have to give him a chance, because everybody's screaming Balogun. If he plays and he doesn't show up, what are people gonna say? It's the same energy, man. Bro, give him a run of games, man. Give man a game, bro. Like, it's not even that. If you don't want to give Pepe, throw Nelson in there. Throw someone that's going to take the chance, because Willan is not playing that he wants to grab onto this shirt and he doesn't want to lose it. He's playing like it is what it is. Maybe he could play a couple passes and break the lines, but generally it's not going to make a difference. What's going to make the difference is consistent movement. Every man in possession should have 2 options. We don't have that, and it's just sideways and sideways and sideways. So I would say that's probably why, man. It is what it is in that regards, man. Make it 2 hours. Yeah, we'll stay for 2 hours. I guess we might as well just make it 2 hours statistically. So yeah, man. Listen, Leeds losing 4-1 is irrelevant, my guy, Carl. You know, Aston Villa lost back-to-back games against us. They turned into Barcelona over 11 and whatnot. So it is what it is. We didn't need Willian, but I thought he'd at least complement the side and create problems. You know, one more man and for competing for 3 positions should bring the best out in everyone. But ain't brought the best out in him. He ain't brought the best out in any of the players. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. He does have a mid-table team, but at the same time, that doesn't mean you can't show more positive signs. Thank you very much, Carlos, man. Thank you very much. Obviously, we don't have enough creativity in the midfield. It isn't good enough, man. Let's try and get this to 300, 400 likes, as M said. I don't even know at this moment in time. Well, they're ahead of us in the league, so yeah. You have to, really. At this moment in time, it kills me to say it, but they're ahead of us in the league. You know, they're looking a better unit in terms of attacking. They're a bit wobbly defensively, and we're better than them at that regards. But I would say there's more positives surrounding that Spurs team than negatives right now in relation to Arsenal. You probably have more negatives than positives. So I hope that answers your question in that, man. But yeah, man, especially with our form, we can't assume that we can just turn up, and Leeds are playing better than us, regardless of what the table might say. 17 likes away from 400 likes. People hit the like button. It is what it is. They haven't. They played United and beat them 6-1 and whatnot. I mean, if Spurs don't win the league, you know I'm coming to you, my guy. Robin, Awawal, Shabozlai, happy with either one. Both of them are in my football manager team. Big up people from Vegas, man. I need to go there one day, man. I wouldn't mind Aston Villa winning the league. Fair play, man. There's definitely worse sides that could win the league, so I'll be cheering on Aston Villa all the way if it isn't Arsenal. You've got to back the process, yes, but that backing it doesn't mean just blindly supporting it. You can support and question what we're doing here, sort of thing. Big up Eden for hitting the subscribe button. Keep it up. Everybody keep it up. Thank you for your positive words. People, please keep hitting up the like button. Please make sure you're subscribed if you're a newbie here. You know you're rocking with the best. You know I've provided something different for you. It is what it is. Last question. I know Holding is your brethren. A man said, hey, brethren, I like Holding, but he's a squad player, man. If he shows the sort of form he's shown in patches, then who knows? But for me, he's a third, fourth choice. I just hope he can be a competent option that he can be utilized over a 38-game period and the cup games. So, yeah, man. I don't know what your odds are, but you might lose your money. I'll root for the guys. I hope you don't, but that one there might be a mad thing, man. I would like to buy both, but do we have money for both? Who knows, man? They might do, and again, that's something down for Arteta to go and fix up and give Arteta something for perspective, you know? Hopefully you make that 500 quid, my guy, man. We got smoked, man. We got smoked. It doesn't really tell us anything apart from it. Unai Emery is having a fantastic period as a manager and he's doing his thing for Villarreal. Whether that persists is another thing. Shout out to Unai Emery, but it doesn't take away from the fact of it wasn't going to happen for Arsenal. It's a bit like saying United sold Lukaku and now look at Lukaku thriving when you're struggling for a number 9. It don't make much sense. These things happen. Shout out to Unai Emery because he acted with integrity even though I didn't believe in him. Man said, watch out for the pigeons, DG. I will. 9 off 400 people. Hit the like button, man. Come on. So, yeah, man. He wasn't the answer. And on that note, I'm going to get out of here. It's been over 2 hours. People about to say 200 hours. It's been fantastic. But, you know, I need to take a break. These lights are hurting my head. On that note, though, people, DG, I'm out. Hit the like.